Hi, everyone. Welcome to this wonderful occasion. We are having our next guest for the Clo-Rogan podcast, episode 4. It is Saturday, the 13th of August, here in the wonderful Clo-Rogan studio located in the Bermuda Triangle. Anyway, today we're talking to our lovely friend, the gamer himself, superhero Sentai Swelltimegpool. Everybody, give him a round of applause and Gpool, introduce yourself.
Hello. Hi. As she said, I'm Swelltimegpool, the local Twitch.tv superhero, ready to fight crime and play video games and, in general, have a good time and be cool and be friends with everybody. Yeah, that's me. Hi. How are you doing? Clover? Thanks for having me on. I'm here. I'm snuggly. I'm having a fantastic time with you. Clover's eating a big baconator, by the way.
I got the little one. I am eating a baconator.
It looks real little.
Thank you, Zealous, for the sub. I'll go through. Oh, I always forget to mention it, but from here to the end of the stream, I'm gonna wait to say thank you to all follows, subs, donos, and everything. That way we can keep our convo rolling smooth. But as a side note, thank you. So yeah, Swelltimegpool. He's here. He's in the studio. We got him. He insisted that he bring his own figure for the bunch. And that's fine. We love a gift. Or maybe he's
about it.
or maybe I don't know if this is a gift or if you're just bringing this as a comfort item.
We'll see how the night goes.
Epic. We love it. Okay.
Epic. There are families dying out there right now, and I'm here.
Eating chicken tenders and hot sauce.
Cramming them against my mask, hoping that a crumb will make its way in.
It's like when you want to eat something in public, but you have your face mask on, so you have to like lift the bottom chin and put it in your mouth and try to eat discreetly.
Yeah, can you believe this, chat? The hosting on this show, Clover just offers you chicken tenders with no plate, with no dipping sauce. So I said, hey, can I at least get a sauce? These are dry as hell. So she gives me one Taco Bell fire sauce. It's unbelievably unprofessional.
I can take it away. All right. Note to self. Don't try to take away the hot sauce. When you take hot sauce away, OBS crashes. So we love that.
I did my special move and it was too much for the computer to render.
You did a crazy Sentai kick and everything died. My computer just died all the way from wherever you live. I know where you live, but
there were particle effects. There were all kinds of flare and flash, and katakana was smashing on top of the screen. It was so cool. You had to be there. You wouldn't believe it.
Seriously. It was something that only happens once in a lifetime. So.
Only once in a lifetime. That's the special move at the end of the series, you know?
Yeah. It's like when he finally goes Mob Psycho 100.
Yeah, just like that, actually.
Well,
just like that.
I had a small little list of questions and topics because Gpool kind of we were ultimately like, we're just gonna try and keep it kind of casual, you know, just some
as
buds hanging out. Yeah, as we do, you know, it's fine. We're it's all fun. So, my first question to you, Gpool. We're gonna go. I'm not gonna hit you, but I might zap you with my laser vision.
You can do that.
Don't ask. First question. Who are you? Gpool, what are you about? What are your biggest morals? And that's actually that's a joke. But give me a little spiel about yourself.
We're getting deep here.
What are your political views? And no, I'm just kidding. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. What are you all about?
Yeah, so as far as like Twitch goes, I believe I started as a PNG tuber back in January. I'd have to double check those numbers. It was maybe December. But I've been doing this for a hot minute now. I rigged this live 2D model myself, did all the art and everything. I am an artist when I'm not playing video games and working for the man. SMH, we hate the man. Yeah, over on Twitch we do a lot of more retro games, sometimes some newer stuff, but in general, like classic older stuff that either I adore or I've never played before. I have a podcast with my buds called Crossing the Line. If you look up Crossing the Line podcast on YouTube, or I can probably drop a link to the
I'm already working on it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because the Twitter will have links for everything.
Oh, okay.
Where you can listen to it on YouTube as well as like Spotify and all the other things.
I'm pulling it up.
Super cool of you. But yeah, I do that with my buddies Viva Vlogs and Blue Breed, where we read a lot of fan fiction and discuss it, which is just laughing and being rude.
Rude? Are you a rude dude?
No, not actually. I'm very endeared by all the fan fiction authors out there.
Well, that's great then. That's better than being a rude dude.
Oh yeah. No, like I don't see anything wrong with like laughing about stuff like that, but to actually go out of your way to say like, hey, this is stupid, you're stupid, that's fucked up. But I can still enjoy some very epic cringecore content, like say all the shows we do are generally like crossover themed. So it's like, hey, wow, I can't believe that Mike Wazowski, he's looking to make somebody laugh and he walked into Papyrus's bedroom. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? See? It's hilarious. And it's like most of the, like 9 out of 10 times the people that writing it are very serious about the topic, but that is what makes it better. Usually when it's written as a joke, it's way too easy to like see as a joke, but when it's got that heart and passion into it, that's where you know you've struck gold.
Wow. What do you think is like the craziest one you've ever read, or like the one that really, maybe not craziest, like what's the one that you read that you actually like stopped and you were like, holy shit?
The one that immediately comes to mind, I believe this was in our episode on Panty and Stalking. It was a crossover with them as well as Sonic the Hedgehog and Daffy Duck, where they were all like regional managers of their own Foot Lockers, but they also shared a summer home in LA. And it was very specific that they all worked at Food Lockers in the Buffalo, New York area, which was very weird and needlessly specific. But the story itself was just fucking crazy and nuts, and there's scenes of like Daffy Duck watching things he shouldn't watch on his computer, and yeah, it's all over the place. But that's the one that strikes me as like gold, because it's like, how do you come up with this? How do you put these characters in these situations together? Why does Sonic the Hedgehog a general manager of a Foot Locker? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why is Daffy Duck general manager of a different Foot Locker? Why can they all afford to share a summer home? This is crazy. And that's why I like it. There was also another one. There's another one that's very important to me that I just remember that I have to talk about.
Ooh.
There was a Harry Potter story that involved Mercy from Overwatch being Harry's estranged mother. So then she rescued him from the vicious Dursleys or whatever, as you know, his foster family / like uncle and aunt.
Oh, okay.
He learns all the horrible things the Dursleys made him endure, so she sends Hanzo and Genji of Overwatch fame to go and kill the Dursleys. It's such a stupid idea because the Dursleys are such nothing characters to send these crazy anime fucking video game guys after them to cut them down with a katana. So stupid, but I love it. Fantastic.
That is like, this just seems so extra. Like some person was like either, how do you think they came up with that? Do you think they were like reading Harry Potter and then they were like, ah, if only Mercy would come help this poor orphan child. Wait, why is Mercy from Overwatch not there? J.K. Rowling wrote this wrong. I need to rewrite it.
I think that's definitely a big part of it. People want to see like how they can improve on the stories by throwing all these other characters into it, regardless of copyright laws or anything like that. Harry Potter, as you'd imagine, is like by far the biggest fan fiction series. They're by far more Harry Potter fanfics than anything else on the platform. But it's like all these people that they just want to have their perfect world where their favorite characters can interact with each other, which I think is cool and awesome. But sometimes it's also really funny.
Sometimes I think that it's not even the actual character itself that like people want to see, because this is something my little sister has told me about, because she's in like the Sans Undertale fandoms, like where there's like a million Sanses and stuff. Like,
oh yeah,
she's into that, and
that's
she
awesome.
very it's awesome, I guess. It's a lot of Sanses. I have to hear about all the different Sanses, and I can't keep track of any of them. But
I mean, that's just like how fandoms go. A lot of people want to make their own original thing that can exist inside of the thing that they like so much. I mean, Sonic OCs were the biggest thing for like over a decade, and a lot of them were just a recolor of Sonic, but that's just how it goes. People want to be part of that franchise that they beloved so much.
It's so true. Something she always told me that always struck me as like surprising was she would always tell me that, well, the characters might as well not even be Sans, because we've changed these characters so much that it's like a character in a Sans skin. Like, all these stories have nothing to do with Undertale anymore. They're just like these characters, and it just kind of makes me go like, these people, when they write a fanfic, it's like, do they really want Mercy from Overwatch to help Harry Potter, or do they just want a character that's like Mercy, but they can't think of one on their own, so they just put Mercy in, and they're like, there, now it's better.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like a lot of times people do like really characterize the actual characters there. They want to make them like just fit in the situation because they like that character. So, which is a weird thing for me in general. Like when you see a lot of art online where people do their own versions of characters, which is fine. You should be free to make whatever things you want. But for me personally, it's like, I like this character, so why would I want to change them? I like them because they're the way that they are.
Like the people who will like make up like a whole new outfit for a character, and they're like, this is how this character is now. They don't actually have blue hair. They have polka dot striped hair, and it's actually long, and weird stuff like that. Fanfiction's so weird. It's so weird. I actually I watched like a video the other day. This girl, she was talking about like it was like a video essay about like Mary Sue's and those types of characters, and she was talking about like where Mary Sue's came from, and how there was like Mary Sue's kind of came from like Star Trek fan fiction, because there'd always be like a young, super intelligent, super hot, like perfect girl that everyone would love, and she had no faults. And I was like, oh god, I had Mary Sue's.
Of course, because those are easy characters to write. Like all the best characters are the ones that like actually have that kind of development and depth into them. But it's much easier to write a character that's just always in the right and never has an issue. Like That's an interesting one. Even something like SpongeBob, he has character flaws. Maybe not so much in the more recent seasons, but like he would actually have things about him that weren't necessarily good traits.
I think in that case then, I think it would almost be just as fair to say that, like, I feel this is really weird. I've been thinking about Vocaloid a lot lately.
Yeah, you want to explain to everybody your morning ritual?
I don't want to tell everyone my morning ritual, but I do want to say, this is just something I've been thinking about. Do you like Vocaloid? How about that is one of the questions I wanted to ask you, was about your music tastes. Do you like Vocaloid?
I never really like listened to it. I didn't know what it was until honestly just a few years ago. I thought it was just another anime. But then I learned, oh, it's a music making program. They just have anime girls. That's cool. But I never like really listened to any of it.
I can't believe you just said that. Oh my god, look what you did. Demon Struggle wants to hear the ritual. Okay, it's not like a ritual. It's not like anything crazy, okay?
It kind of is. She does it every single morning.
I do it every morning, but sometimes the game change. Okay, this is what I do. Every day when I get up for work, this is on weekdays, I wake up at the same time every day. I wake up at 7:40 p.m. Sometimes I'll lay in bed for 5 minutes if I'm really, really sleepy, but most of the time I just get up. I take a shower, brush my teeth, do my makeup, get dressed, like all that stuff. And then when I have extra time left over in the morning, I play Project Diva. Or I play, sometime, for a while I was playing Tetris 99. But I recently started just playing Project Diva, and I play like a song or two every morning. That's my ritual. It's not anything that weird. It's not that weird.
It's like, how many songs are in the game? Is there a lot? Is there like, do you replay the same songs a lot?
I do replay the same songs a lot. Okay, there's 100.
See, like that's the part that's weird to me. If you're like replaying the same songs you already know like by heart.
I think there's 179 songs.
Okay, that's a lot of songs.
There's a lot of songs, but I do play a lot of the same songs over and over though.
Because you just like the music. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, we'll try it again and see what happens. I hope. Maybe, I wonder if there's like something else running in the background or something. Okay, we should be back. Hopefully we're back.
Hopefully we're back.
My computer's not even using that many resources. What the frick? Are we back? We're back. See, Riley's right. Who touched the hot sauce? I don't know, but it definitely was not me.
Wait, where'd it go?
Oh, I deleted it.
Oh no.
Oh. Maybe the hot sauce was crashing it. Just remember how big the file was?
It was a pretty big.
Sauce? It was like
a pretty big hot sauce.
I think it was like a 4K image.
Clover ate it, wrapper and all.
Wait, how big is this? It is a 4K image. It's a 4K PNG of hot sauce.
What's psychotic? No, you're gonna kill it. No.
I touched the hot sauce. Okay,
This podcast is brought to you by
Taco Bell.
Yum yum yum.
Think outside the box. Bong. I need the Taco Bell sound effect.
Bong.
Yeah,
do you remember when they tried to invent fourth meal?
Fourth meal?
Yeah, because Taco Bell was really known for being like a late night snack, so they had all these commercials and stuff that they were like, yeah, you've had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now it's 3 a.m. Now you're ready for fourth meal. Come on now, drive-thrus open all night. Come on, come get you some Taco Bell. It's time for fourth meal.
What the fuck? They're pressuring me into eating more. Like,
yeah.
Sorry, babe, it's 4 a.m. Gotta go get my fourth meal. They told me to.
No, it was a hilarious ad campaign. Fast food has some of the best ad campaigns, or at least they used to. I haven't seen anything that was very wowy. in a long time. Like the Burger King with the whole King guy, all the fucking video games. Can I say fuck? I'm gonna assume yes, because I already said it.
That was not in the contract. We have to cancel the whole. No, I'm kidding. You can cuss. I don't care.
Cool. You know, the Burger King had all its weird avant-garde commercials. Then they made like video games, multiple video games that you could walk into Burger King and like purchase with real world dollars. You have to play them on your Xbox.
The good old days.
The good old days. Kids don't know what they're missing out on. When you could go to McDonald's and you can get a little LED or LCD Sonic game. Those were the best.
Oh my god! I collected the hell out of those. I had the Amy and Rouge soccer one. I had the one with Shadow on it. I had the one with Tails on it. I had the Billy Egghatcher one.
That was incredible. Those were the good times. Now, I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if at this point they just say like, yeah, here's your download code for this game in our app. Here's your toy for the month.
Oh my god.
Go crazy.
You know, the sad part is I believe that. I believe that. That's so sad. Freaking kids' toys suck. Okay, there was like a while where on Grubhub, McDonald's was doing this deal where it was like, spend $15, get a free Happy Meal. And it's like, that's a stoner's dream. I can order a burger and then have 4 chicken nuggets as a treat.
And apple slices.
Yeah, I definitely got
it. If anyone's getting the apple slices.
I definitely got the apple slices. Yeah. Anyway, the best part was with the Happy Meals, I got a toy, right? And the toy, they were doing like these Buzz Lightyear little car things. And it was cool because you got to put the stickers on. But I thought, you know, like those little toy cars that like you kind of push it back and it winds up the gear and you let go and the car shoots forward?
Yeah.
I thought it was like those. It's not. It's a big hunk of plastic with tiny wheels on it that doesn't roll. It's like, what kid's gonna play with this? This sucks.
Yeah, no, it's crazy how many of those exist, regardless of how, like, faulty they are for the most part. I have one. My friend got it for me for Christmas. It's of the iconic character known as Furbus from the Americanized Kamen Rider series Masked Rider. Let me show you a picture of this guy. This guy is something else. That show absolutely sucks, by the way.
Really?
It is a horrible, like, bastardization of the original source material.
Wow.
So if you want to throw that up, that's a picture of Furbus.
Yes, let's throw it up. Ew.
Wait.
Oh my god.
So it's basically like, you know how with Power Rangers, that's like they took the old Sentai image and made it like Saved by the Bell.
That's just atrocious.
They just have like, yeah, no, he's hilarious. They like Americanize it so all the actors are like American actors, and then they play the Japanese fighting footage.
Oh,
they did the same thing with Kamen Rider, but they gave him a best friend named Furbus, who, fun fact, the guy that plays the bodysuit for Furbus is actually the guy that played Mini-Me in Austin Powers.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucked up lore.
He's dead now.
Oh.
Everybody rest in peace, Mini-Me. I don't have a very cool sound effect.
Cheeto.
Let's play the Cheeto one.
Sure.
Anyway, Furbus.
But yeah, he was his faithful pet and companion, and he was just supposed to be the cute eye candy, like the guy that they sell all the plushies and everything for. He looks like that. Exactly. What kid wants that?
I would never. I liked like Furbies when I was a kid, but I didn't like creepy, ugly. You know what that reminds me of? Well, sort of. It kind of reminds me. Earlier today, I watched Super Mega's new video where it's an alien tier list. They're just rating aliens.
About Alf?
Yeah, they're talking about Alf. They were talking about Coneheads, and I was looking at them. I was like, you know what? These things are fucking ugly. These are weird. Who likes
Yeah,
these?
no, I was gonna say Furbus. He looks like if Alf and Howard the Duck had a baby. He looks absolutely despicable. The show's hilarious, though. It's all up on YouTube. You can watch it if you have the stomach for that kind of thing. It is very hard to sit through, but it's up there.
Maybe I'll get high and try to watch it. That's what I was gonna do. Because I did go to the dispensary after
It might actually
stream.
terrify you if you're watching it under the influence.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't then.
You might see Furbus walk towards the camera and think he's coming for you for real.
No, I'd only do that if I were on shrooms. You know, the craziest thing I ever saw when I was on shrooms was we have this like little couch in our living room, and it has these really old ass cushions with like a really kind of intricate red plaid pattern on it. And I was staring at the pattern, and the type of plaid it was kept changing. Like it kept changing from plaid to gingham to like a really fancy plaid to like a really boring plaid, and I was like, what pattern is on this couch? It was awful. Don't ever do shrooms.
You like doing that stuff like that? You're crazy.
I do like shrooms.
cloverchibi, you're crazy.
Tuckle, you can't redeem a Poyo right now. Oh, actually, all Poyo redeems are now redirected to Gpool. Gpool, give them your best Poyo.
Poyo. How's that?
That was perfect. That sounded just like Kirby. I thought did you put your phone up to the mic? Was that like a sound bite?
Well, you know that new Kirby game's coming out, and it's all the rage.
Yeah.
Like Kirby's Dream something.
You didn't tell me you were voice acting Kirby in the new game.
Yeah, they went for a new direction, you know, it's crazy. They went back to that Heart of American advertisement Kirby where he's like drawn really shonen style and shouting swears. Why'd they do that to Kirby? Why'd they fuck up Kirby's advertising so bad over here?
Americans don't like cute. They only like
That's true.
danger.
It's true. we got so much crazy shit. You know what's crazy is like Tetris Attack. When that game came out, it was like whatever paneled upon anime girl stuff in Japan, but over here they customized it so it was like Yoshi's, which was just as cute, if not cuter. But I guess Yoshi is more gender neutral than magical girls.
What?
So I don't know. That game's very pink and very colorful, so it's crazy that they even like bothered to change it. But Tetris Attack with the Yoshis is very pretty, so whatever. It's fine.
It's a win for both. For
It's a win for
everyone.
both. And the Poyo Pop, that was like that too. That was a weird one because they actually had one for Kirby, and then they had one for Dr. Robotnik based on the American cartoon.
What?
Yeah, it was Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Oh.
No, I played the shit out of that as a kid.
You've played all these cool old games. I feel like a lot of the games you've played I've never even heard of or tried.
Yeah, I mean, like this was back in the time when you could actually rent video games, believe it or not. And in town, there was this little movie store that had some older video games. We were always behind on the times in my family, so like I was still like getting Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis games when like PS1 and possibly even PS2 were out at that point. So it was a wild ride for us. But that was cool because I got to always experience these new games on the weekends. It was poggers. Played Wario's Woods. We played a Gradius 3.
What? What is Gradius 3? What is
Gradius
that?
is a space shooter. It's kind of like Galaga, but you go to the right instead of the up. You know, like a Tuhu?
Like a Tuhu. I know what that is.
Hey, girls.
Oh, God. Well, then, that... Oh. I never played anything like that. I kind of had a similar-ish thing. Like, my dad worked at, like, a Hollywood video. And so, every week, he'd bring home... He got to pick either a video game or a movie. And most of the time it was a game. And it was all like GameCube games because that was the only console I had for a long time with GameCube. So, got Animal Crossing.
That's a horrible game to rent.
No! Well, eventually, we bought it.
Give it back. Well, okay. You have to give it back. And sure, you can save it to your memory card and rent it later, but it's like you have all this downtime where you're not playing Animal Crossing, tending to your dailies.
I know. We basically, what ended up happening was like, we basically just kept renting it over and over in a row. And I think eventually, like, the manager or someone kept asking, like, when's the game gonna be back to have? And then they realized, like, my dad was the one who kept renting it out and out and out, so we just bought it.
That's good. No,
Zelos asks you a question also, by the way, when you're ready for it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, about one last thing about renting games is that I remember when I was a really small kid when we were doing that. And like the few games we had for Super Nintendo, my favorite ones were A Link to the Past and Mega Man X. And I was so young that the thought of sequels didn't even like exist in my brain, but I loved Mega Man X so much. Then when I went in there and I saw that they had Mega Man X2 and Mega Man X3, my mind was just like,
right.
This is tragic.
Take 4.
This is
3.
absolutely tragic.
This is tragic. This is heartbreaking. Believe it. High key, low key, angry, but it's fine. We'll survive. We'll survive.
We'll survive.
At least it hasn't split it into separate VODs. It's all in one VOD still, I think.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Anyway, do we have a question?
Oh yes, Zelos had a question. He said, if y'all were a cereal box, what cereal would you be and why?
I gotta think on that. You go first. What are you, like Lucky Charms or something?
That's kind of genius. I was gonna say like Fruity Pebbles, because I'm frail and I get soggy, but I'm taste good, even if I'm soggy.
Marshmallows.
I want to be no, I want to be the Buzz Lightyear cereal.
You don't have to be an existing cereal. You can be your own thing. Did I just blow your mind? The infinite possibility of cereal.
We're calling it. They're called Clover Crumbles, and they are not green, because if they were green, they'd make your poop green, and that's gross.
That's gross.
They are white or yellow and pink corn puffs. Like Kix. They're like Kix, and it's a kid's cereal. And on every single one, there's one piece of glitter magic that makes you grow clovers out of your head. And it also it has cinnamon on it.
Whoa.
What's your cereal?
I don't have a clever name for mine, but
we can come up with it.
I was thinking about what I like, and you know, like I'd probably say Reese's Puffs are probably my favorite cereal. But my favorite candy bar is the Reese's Fast Break. So what if we took Reese's Puffs and had like the little marshmallows in there, so it's like a Fast Break cereal?
Oh my!
But I'd want to be.
That would be so, and they can be blue and orange.
Mm-hmm.
We'll call them Swell Time.
Yeah.
Jeez. Front. No, I don't know. I can't think of one.
Yeah, I don't know. G-Yums. G-Yummy. Yum, yum.
That sounds like it would be a name of like a lewd emote.
G-Yum?
Or a munching emote.
Mom.
Let's see. I had another question to ask you, Jipool.
Okay.
This is just another basic question. But this will be our last basic question before we move on to some more kind of formal topics.
Okay.
This question for you is, tell me 3 things you really like and 3 things you really don't like. They can be anything. They don't even have to be in the same category. They can be whatever.
Jeez. Let's see. Man, you really put me on the spot there. Is this an interview or something?
No. Yes.
Well, thank you for being honest. Let's see. I hate bullies. We don't like bullies. We don't like people picking on each other, people ruining each other's lives. We don't like that. No, that's no good.
No bullies.
I don't like bowling. Bowling is fun for like the first like round or 2, but then you realize you got to do 10 of them, and then everyone's like, "Oh, you want to do another round?" I'm like, I guess. It's just kind of whatever. Bowling, you just throwing the ball down the thing. Oh, gutter ball! Whoop-de-doo! Wow! I can't believe it.
You, Zelos, owns a bowling alley. You're about to break his heart right now. You're about to decimate him. You basically took his heart and soul, and you put it into this baconator on my head, and then I ate it.
Would it make you feel better if I was gonna switch to ice skating, but I was already too deep into the bowling rabbit hole, so I had to pull shit out of my ass?
All right, well there you go. He could have been giving that was a fluke, a blooper.
Yeah, I don't like ice skating. Ice skating's scary. It's cold. I feel like I'm gonna fall and slice my hand off.
That's
and I can't wobble on it. It is scary. You have blades on your feet and you're expected to walk on them.
I have never been ice skating, and the few times I've been bowling, I had to play with the bumpers up because like I just kept throwing gutter balls. Like every single ball I threw was a gutter ball. It sucked. I was so bad. I was having fun. But like,
no, bowling's fun with the right people. I remember I went with my family and I was just like dreadful, but I went with my friends a couple years ago and that was kind of cool. It was like it was a weird situation I didn't want to be in. I just wanted to go to the arcade, but they only had like 2 games there anyway.
They only had a pinball and Shrek pinball, and the Shrek pinball was broken.
They only had the Sonic air hockey table, but no one to play air hockey with.
So everyone kept looking at me weird when I like gestured toward the air hockey machine and raised my eyebrows up like.
Yeah, Zealous, I'll go to your bowling alley. I'll review it for views on the internet.
Oh hell yeah! And then give me 2 or 3 things you don't like. You don't like.
We'll count that as 2.
Yeah, you don't like bullies, and you don't like bowling. Redacted ice skating.
Yeah.
What's a third thing you don't like?
You know what I don't like? You know what I don't like? You know what I really don't like?
If you say your attitude, I will lose my shit right now.
I don't think I'm that clever, Clover. You know me. You know, I don't like durians there. I said it. They smell bad. They taste bad. They're horrible. Durian. They're the big stinky fruit. They're like big and covered in spikes.
Yes, I remember they were like, they smell like rotting vegetables or something, right? Like they smell like puke.
They do.
And they're pointy.
It's apparently a delicacy in some countries, which is baffling to me because it's literally like raw. It smells rotten and it doesn't taste too much better either.
Oh.
I remember my friend, he had gotten some like durian. They were basically like fig Newtons, but durian. And they smelled rotten, so he put them in the freezer thinking that would like neutralize the odor, but it actually overpowered everything and just made the freezer rancid. So he took them and like launched them into a ditch somewhere just to get them out of his life.
He noped out of it. He went on the freeway, threw it out the window, and said, "This is someone else's problem."
Yeah, because like normally you open to a freezer, you don't smell anything in there because that's just how it works. It's cold and everything's like kind of contained. But the durian flavored treats were so strong that they could overpower any sort of biological state. Yeah, that's the word.
You're making it sound like it's toxic.
It is, more or less.
All right then. You heard it, everyone. Durians, don't eat that. Oh my god. I'm getting a phone call. Oh my god.
Is it from Bob Durian?
Stocks of durians have gone down like 500%. You don't know what you just did, G-Pool. You ruined the durian stock market.
That's fine. They're like $20 for one durian. That's crazy.
Oh my god. Are they like really big?
They are really big. They're like the size of a soccer ball.
No. Well, no. Won't be buying that anytime soon, at least.
Sorry, chat. Sorry, Snacko. Snacko can have all the durians that I don't want.
Let's just donate our durians to Snacko. Snacko's a raccoon. They will consume.
They're a pro chef. They can make anything out of it.
We have another question from Demon Chuckle. They say,
okay.
So you are a Sentai, correct? What is your opinion about giant robots and magical girls/boys?
I think they're neat. I think they're very cool. I think the thought of a team of friends working together to pilot a giant mech through the power of sheer teamwork and devotion is an unparalleled emotional response, unlike no other.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here. Tell the presses.
Tell the presses. Magical girls are cool.
Got another question already. Oh, also, you got a Poyo.
Poyo.
That rocked!
That was it.
Woo! That rocked. I loved everything about that. You all better.
You were laughing at such a high octave that Discord couldn't even pick it up.
I just got excited. It was just so good. I loved it.
Thank you. I'll listen back to the. Someone clip that for me, please. Thank you.
Someone clip that Poyo, please, please. But aside from the Poyo, your question, I do not know how to pronounce this word. What do you think about surströmming?
What do I think about surströmming?
I'm gonna look it up really quick. I have no idea what surströmming.
Me too. Out of the way, Furbus. Oh, it's like fish.
Oh,
Never
it's a fermented herring. Oh, it's a canned fermented herring.
Well, I can tell you I'm not too big on seafood, and looking at this jar of fermented seafood is not really doing it for me, I gotta say. Thanks for your question, though.
Thanks for the question. Zelos asks because he's gonna send you a whole can of it in the mail now, after what you said about bowling. He's plotting grossest foods I can put in one package.
P.O. box down below.
Send us things to our P.O. box and we'll open it live on stream. Whoa.
Live on stream.
Speaking of streaming, we're gonna. I want to ask you some questions about streaming and Twitch and stuff. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, okay. Hit me with it. I know all the answers.
It's because he cheated. I knew it. So.
What?
Because you looked at the questions ahead of time. That's why I was saying you're cheating.
You told me to.
I know, that's a joke. Okay, question number 1. You kind of already answered this. what do you like to stream on Twitch? What types of
Um,
games or activities?
I'd say games are definitely my most predominant thing on here, and they are generally more retro leaning. Like as of lately, it's been like we've done Banjo-Kazooie, Mario 64, the DS port, by the way, the superior version of Mario 64. Don't tell you otherwise. The Sonic 06, that's been a fun one.
Mhm.
Thank you, Demon Chuckle, for the clip. I appreciate that. Um, I also like to do art streams occasionally. It's kind of one of those things where, and then, until I have like an idea before I start to stream it, I don't want to do art stuff because I want to.
Let's do it again. Let's see how it goes. I've double checked everything now. There's no other background programs. I'm not even using all my CPU, which is the weird part.
That is weird. That's weird how your OBS is making an attack on me and me alone.
Honestly, a kind of offensive.
Kind of offensive to my people. Superheroes.
Superheroes across the world are offended. Well,
Every
all right.
last one of them.
Let's see. How should we?
Are we back?
I think so.
Okay.
Are you guys here still? Can you guys see us?
Yeah, I think we're back.
Oh,
gonna
okay,
get
we're back.
canceled by Superman. True.
No. All right.
That's
Well,
okay. He's a boring chap anyway.
yeah, he's fine. He's fine, honestly. He
He's
doesn't need us. All right. So, Gpool, you were telling us about how you stream retro games. I'm
Yes.
actually very interested. I haven't been able to actually watch your Sonic 06 streams because I'm literally always at fucking work when you stream. How have you been enjoying that game?
I adore that game. I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny. It is buggy to all hell and back, but I adore it. I love shit like that. You'll find that a lot of my taste in games, my favorite games are like that. Crash Twinsanity is another good example. It's a Crash Bandicoot game that just did not have enough time in the oven, so it's very broken and buggy, but it's also got a lot of heart into it, and the story is funny and weird and unique, and a lot that tends to be a pattern for me, liking all these broken bizarro games. Like Sonic 06 is all over the place with what it wants to be, but it does it in such a way that charms me. Because there are other games like Sonic Forces, the latest like 3D Sonic game. I think that game is boring. The gameplay itself is like, it's weird because it's very flashy, but none of it feels like substance. So it's just kind of lame, even though that one also goes for that weird darker tone, but it's not done right, I don't think. Sonic 06 is just an anomaly. I also played it in middle school, which is like the worst time to play a Sonic game because you'll get the most invested into it. So that might have something to do with it.
Sonic, I love Sonic games, but I never played Sonic Forces. It's actually funny that you bring that up because just yesterday I was on my Switch, I was like, are there any like good Sonic games that are on the Switch? And really the only results I got were like what's it called? Sonic Colors? Like the remaster one or whatever. And then Sonic Forces, and that's basically it. And I was like, oh, I don't want to play either of these.
Yeah, I've heard Colors is fine. I've never played it myself, but people seem to like it. I mean, it had enough love to be warranted a remaster, if that means anything. But it's not one I have a lot of experience with. But most Sonic games are fun.
Do you think they're gonna do like a remaster of any of the other Sonic games, like Sonic Adventure or Adventure 2 or?
That's a tough one because like people have been begging for the adventure games for like pretty much as soon as they came out. They want like remakes and updates, and they want the Chow Garden back so bad.
Oh god.
And Like honestly, if Sonic 06 had the Chow Garden, it pretty much would be Sonic Adventure 3. It plays very similar to the other Sonic Adventure games. So they just had a Chow Garden in it, then you could call that Sonic Adventure 3. But
Wow.
until they decide to do that, we'll never know. Sonic's in a
never
bit of a
know.
weird position right now. The new one coming out has a lot of polarizing takes on it. Some people love it, some people hate it. And until the game's actually out, we won't really know what to think of it.
I think a lot of people are unnecessarily upset about that game, and it hasn't even come out yet. Like I get kind of wanting to see a certain type of art direction, no matter where you go. But like, I don't know, like Critical out here going, "This is the worst Sonic game I've seen yet. Sega has no chance at redeeming themselves, and their assholes are stupid," or like, you know, like
Their assholes are stupid.
he says something I'm seeing, like you know what I mean?
I know.
hate Critical. I hate that guy. He's so annoying.
Oh my god, harsh.
I don't like Critical. I'm sorry. That guy bothers me. But that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, we don't need to get into that. We don't need to get into your YouTube hit list.
My YouTube hit list. Do you think do you have like a favorite Sonic game?
That's a tough one.
It could be
'Cause,
2D or 3D.
Yeah, because like a lot of the Sonic games are very different from each other, so it is kind of hard to pick a favorite in that regard. I really liked Sonic Rush on the DS, but I feel like if I went back and played that, the level design might not be as exciting and memorable as I remember it to be. But I really enjoyed that game. That was the first game with Blaze the Cat, and obviously that's peak Sonic right there.
I never played any game with her in it.
Oh, it's a shame. She's also in Sonic 06.
She's cute.
She is cute.
Like her.
Where would she be on your Sonic hot girl tier list?
Oh my god. Should we
Your Clover Guptal moment.
We should make we should do a tier list video of Sonic girls.
That would kick ass.
That would be awesome. I should have planned for that. That would have been so
That's okay.
Blaze?
There's all time.
Well, number one, Rouge is hotter than Blaze. We have to get that out of the way.
You just like her for her tits.
No, I don't. She's sassy.
She's sassy, she has eyeshadow, she winks.
Exactly. I think.
They did give her jiggle physics in Sonic Adventure 2.
And Sonic Heroes.
Whoa.
Not that I'm looking. Oh gosh. It's getting hot in here.
No, it's fine. Those games are cracked. Like Amy Rose's skirt is fucking like 1 centimeter off of her body, and like every time the camera moves remotely, like up or down, you just get an eyeful of it. It's crazy.
Not that I'm looking.
I never look, but I close my eyes when Amy wins the stage and she literally flashbangs the screen. She does this like weird movement where she moves her body back and forth, and the camera just like pans it, so she just get like a full frontal shot of her underwear. It's really weird.
Those people, the people who made that, like they knew what they were doing.
They traumatized an entire generation.
Well, they didn't traumatize them. They just fucked them in
Unleashed
the
them.
like for the rest of their middle school career. They're messed up.
No, they're fine. They like it like that.
They
like
it like
being
that.
what they are.
I think, in my opinion, the best Sonic girl is Amy. Has to be Amy. Like she's iconic. She's so cute. She's fun. She's flirty. She does whatever she needs to do, regardless of if it's for someone else or for her. She just like sticks up for herself and what she believes in and her friends. And the pink and red.
Hammer.
She's a big hammer. She'll beat you on the head if you're a dummy. And
If you're a dummy.
cute. She's just cute. I like her 3 little hair things. Spikes.
Her three little spikes of hair.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like the bangs.
Well, no, I know. Have you not seen that video, the top 10 hottest Sonic girls?
Oh no, I've seen it. I've seen it.
Okay, good. Because he's like very adamant about talking about those 3 spikes of hair.
I remember.
The fucking talking about Blaze the cat, and he says something like, "And she looks like a Native American," because she has like the hair thing going on.
No!
It's such a stupid line. Like,
Why would
what
he
are you
say
even
that?
talking about, dude?
Why would he say that? That's so cringe. That's so
How
cringe.
do you draw that parallel?
Oh, I hate.
Her hottest trait is looking like a Native American.
That sucks. I hate that. I hope that guy is not doing
Well,
I was about to say that, and then I was like, is that kind of a really mean thing to say?
That's a very mean thing to say.
I didn't think about everything that went along with that statement. I retract it.
Can't wait for the Guptal vs. cloverchibi court battle for defamation.
God. Well.
Could you imagine the first VTuber court case and they have to like live 2D in?
Well, I don't know if. Oh my gosh! Wait, were you there at my last stream when I talked about how I got summoned to jury duty for the first time?
No.
I haven't been there, but I got summoned for this upcoming Friday. I have to go to jury duty.
Fucked up.
I'm gonna come in like this. Hello. I am full name redacted. That would suck.
Yeah. That's scary. I don't ever want to do jury duty, but I'm sure it'll happen eventually.
I'm gonna try and get out of it. I'm gonna try and... Yeah, I don't know.
Why are you taking me away from my life? Sorry about your court case, but I care about neither of you.
Oh, this is, yeah, I don't know. I have no opinion yet. I'm just know it's gonna be a whole waste of a day where I have to get on the train and go downtown and sit there.
Yeah, no, it's weird that it's like they can just call you up for it. Like, hey, it's time for your jury duty. Come on, get on it. You're gonna do this, and it's like, you're not my dad.
Can't make me
You're not
go.
my dad. Why are you making me do this? Why? I'm sure there's plenty of people that would love to be on the jury duty.
Probably. There's probably people who like have they want to feel like they're a part of something, you know? They're like, oh yeah, I get to decide. Like, I guess that's cool, but if you don't really have that desire, it's kind of a waste of a day.
Yeah, because it's like I'm sorry, but I don't know you, so your plight doesn't particularly relate to me.
Figure it out yourselves. That's what I say.
Just say you'll never do it again, and then you're all everything's good.
Oh, you know. Hopefully,
And hopefully they'll never do it again.
Oh yeah, I guess apparently what my mom told me happens is like they summon like a bunch of people, and then they pick some people from out of that group. So I'm kind of hoping I just don't get picked.
Just like sitting there looking away, picking your nose. They're like, let's not go with her.
Every question I go,
Were we talking about Twitch?
oh my gosh, yeah, now we're talking about jury duty.
What happened?
I don't know, we got derailed. I derailed it.
We went like Twitch, it was Sonic, because I was playing Sonic, then you brought up Sonic 06, and then we went on a Sonic tangent, then we talked about hot girls, and then that somehow led us to jury duty. Where's that connection? Oh yeah, it was like because we said something, because I said you and Guptil were gonna go to court. That was it.
Oh, that's right.
We've connected the dots, chat. We're fine. We've recovered. We're back on the train tracks now. We're good. We derailed for a little bit. We went down a whole mountain really, but there was another set of train tracks down there. So.
Can everybody hear us? Are we live on Twitch.tv? cloverchibi
cloverchibi.
live. All right, we are live.
Live from Studio 5.
Live from Clover, Coolness Incorporated. We're back again.
Welcome back, everybody. I got an ice cream sandwich because I thought this was going to be a much longer break than it is.
Okay, I ate. Now you can eat. Slap Clover Jamie around a little. We don't have a Jamie here. We have Cloverbot, but she's on vacation, so I've been doing all this by myself. Sadly. Cloverbot is, yeah.
She's in the Bahamas.
Yeah, even little robots gotta take their time, their sweet time off, you know? Know what I'm saying?
Some fun in the sun.
Some fun. Some epicness in the schmepic. Yes. I don't know.
That is crazy. That's crazy.
So, we were talking about Twitch. I'm just gonna move on to my next question that was on there. We'll get back on track with a question.
Yeah, to get everyone up to speed, a lot of video games, art streams, sometimes hand cam stuff with model kits and stuff like that. We like to have fun though. It's a chill, safe environment for everyone to come hang out and have a good time.
I love your model kit building streams.
Oh, thank you.
I think
love
those
when
are
I
so
can do
fun.
things with my hands.
Whoa. Okay. Whoa.
Oh, what was that?
You like fighting people. Punching.
What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a clever thing on my part.
All right, Mr. G to the pool.
That's me.
How has your overall experience live streaming been so far? Would you say you've had a good experience? Not so good? What do you think? How's your time on Twitch been?
Oh no, it's absolutely been a delight the entire time I've been on this platform. Like the worst thing like I guess that would ever happen to me was just like early career streams where you just didn't get anybody interacting in chat because you're just kind of talking to yourself like a psychopath for 2 hours. But like that's honestly the worst I've ever had it. Like when chat's moving and people are just hanging out and having fun, then like I'm elated. I'm having a great time. I can't really say I've had negative experiences so far.
That's good. Have you ever had like you never had like a troll or like a hate raid or anything like that? Like anything like I don't know.
Never.
That is so awesome. Maybe nature really is
even
healing.
If they did, I wouldn't know how to ban them.
Have you never had to ban anybody?
I banned This is actually a little bit of a funny story. When I had started first using a Nightbot, I didn't realize how sensitive some of its things were. So someone in my chat, Bronze Tortois, they're a great guy, but it just kept like smashing them with the timeouts and shit because it was like super sensitive to like emote spam and just random things like that. And I eventually fixed that. I did eventually figure out how to kill those buy more follower bots and stuff like that. I looked up how to do chat commands finally, so I'm like a little bit competent.
You've eliminated them. Goodbye. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Is your ice cream sandwich good?
It's delicious. It's an M&M cookie sandwich. It's so good. It's really cute.
M&M.
Go get yourself an M&M cookie sandwich, chat. It's worth it, I promise.
Do you like the green M&M?
Absolutely. Who do you think you're talking to?
Says green M&M, chokes on cookie, foams at mouth, goes rabid, eyes turn red.
Green M&M X Rouge the Bat, you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to know what you're saying.
What? You brought it up.
I don't want to know about this. You can keep your crossovers on your own podcast. This is a crossover free podcast. There is absolutely no Sonics, no Marios, nothing from any other pre-existing media here.
Right.
It's fine. There's definitely none of that here. Anyway, next question.
I finished my sandwich. Sorry to all the chat members that. Well, yeah. Sorry to all the chat that hates food noises. It's gone now. We finished it. We popped off.
Ate it in one bite. I said green M&M and he went feral.
Yup.
All right. Next question. Do you have any goals for streaming? Like, do you want to get big, or do you want to hit a certain number goal for followers or something? Or like, what's your goal? Or do you have one?
As far as like streaming, or I guess any sort of content creation, quote unquote, I could be doing on the internet, I definitely don't see myself as somebody who needs or even wants like the ludicrous amount of cash that some internet folks can bring in. But ideally, if I can just get to a point where I'm like self-sustaining, you know, I can focus full time on the things I love making and the things I love doing without having to go to a 9-to-5 or work for the living to like fund everything. That's honestly the dream. Like if I just got to that point, I would be set. Like if I can just do what I want to do and enjoy everything I'm making and not have to worry about money, then I'd be happy. That would be like the best life there. Anything extra would just be like, wow, cool, thank you. Hey, you're trying to buy this thing? Here you go. I don't need this. Fucking whatever. Take it.
Oh, you want me to pay for your $50 bill? No problem.
I would sub to so many VTubers. It's incredible.
You'd have the largest. I think.
No, Ilya has the largest amount of VTuber subs.
Really? More? Okay,
Ilya,
wait.
Ilya is in like every single Twitch chat that I ever go to. It's hilarious.
But is it more or less than Denchi?
I don't know. Like I've seen Ilya more than I've seen Denchi, but Denchi might lurk in a lot of other streams that I don't know about. We'll have to have an emote off.
List every emote you own now.
Oh, there's Ilya. Hi, Ilya.
Yeno Shmeno. That's a good emote. Thumbs up.
But yeah,
question.
In short, that question is just like, I just want to make enough. I would love nothing more than just to be able to do what I like doing and not have to worry about life.
That's the ultimate dream. You just want to be able to kick your feet back and kind of actually live and not just like be on the grind 24/7 every day.
I would like to be able to use all of my energy and all of my effort towards all the stuff I want to do, not just like have it segmented between like a work schedule and all this shit. It's crazy.
I feel like
I want to be able to.
Sorry, go ahead.
I just want to be able to put everything I have into making and doing the things that I love.
Exactly. I feel like people would be like so much happier if they were able to actually like invest time into doing things they enjoy. Like we'd have so many more artists, there's so many more just like happy people who are like, well, I have so much time in my day, I can make some time to go help this person or, you know, be nice to someone.
You know, it's like there's so many poor souls out there that they work like a 9-to-5, like 5 to 6 days a week, and like they're just beat. So all they do is go home, put on something on TV, eat dinner, and then go to bed and restart tomorrow because they're just burnt out from this vicious hell we live in. They don't have the opportunity to explore any sort of creative endeavors, which is heartbreaking. That's not a life I would ever want to know. So that's what I would like to avoid, if at all possible.
Hell yeah. Just make what you gotta make and survive.
Exactly. Survive. I guess they live comfortably. Like
also,
ideally, if I want to go and get something like nice to eat, I can do that too. But if I have to budget every now and then, that's fine. I'll deal with it.
yes,
Anything beats going to a job.
absolutely.
Working for the man, quote
Working for
unquote. The man, or sometimes the woman, or sometimes the non-bino.
The boss.
The boss.
The boss. Thanks for the bits, Clam. Says, oh, Clam says, cruel year of 2022. We're gonna make it. Help each other. Hell yeah. We love that. That's what Super Sentai G-Pool stands for, is making sure people don't have to go to their 9-to-5s. That's part of your slogan.
My greatest enemy is mediocrity. And I punch it, I kick it, and I do a super blast.
That should be a soundbite. That
I'll isolate it later.
That was so good. Okay.
Put it in the highlight reel.
Also, Vincent Berry says, more like P. Ghoul, and then in parentheses, green. Do you have a brother named P. Ghoul? Or a relative?
No, unfortunately.
Any
I would like to make different sort of models. Like, that's a thing you'll see in a lot of tokusatsu, where the characters will sort of level up and get a new power. And as much of hard work as that would be, I think it'd be cool to have different like variants of the models with different colors and stuff to like hop around. That's so much work.
You could do like, I know that, doesn't Mega Man have different color suits?
He does.
You like that? You could just change the color of the one you have now, just like recolor it.
True. It's possible. It's always possible. Make your dreams come true, chat.
It's possible with pops. This became surprisingly wholesome. This is very uplifting all of a sudden. We love it.
We love it.
Alright, here's another big hitter for you. Who's your dream collab partner? Anyone. It doesn't have to be a VTuber, it could be anybody. Who would you want to collab with?
Cloverchibi, of course.
Oh my god, say something else. Say something else.
I don't know. Like, that's the thing. Like, generally, I don't feel like I really idolize people like that. When I want to collab with somebody, it's because I think they're cool and I want to just like be their friend.
Aww.
So recently we did a Worms collab on my channel with Ilya, Monday, and Polly Alphanet, and like I was such a big fan of, like, truthfully I didn't know Ilya, or I didn't know Monday until Ilya introduced me through that collab. But like working with Ilya and Polly, I was just like, wow, I can't believe it. We're interacting. This is so cool. Oh my god, Monday, wow. Monday, hello.
What a coinkadink.
Yeah. And now Monday's one of those people too, and I'm like, damn, I collab with all these people? That was nuts. All these people that are so cool, and I just got to jive with and get down, and it was great. And that's what I like. That's what I like about collabing. I want to collab with people I'd like to consider my friends, and not just like, you know, like, oh wow, look, Chris O'Neill, let's do a let's play together. Like, no, like, I mean, if we were chill and we hung out, that would be cool, but I wouldn't want to just like go on his channel and never speak a word to him again. I would want to actually like hang out, you know? I don't want to be chill with the guy.
You don't want to just like do a collab for the views or something. You want it to be like genuine.
That would be so boring and dreadful. Because you're just like I don't want to talk to somebody if I'm not if I'm not interested in who you are. Sorry, but
sorry, not sorry.
But if we're just chill, if we just click, then yeah, let's do it. Let's do something. And that's what I've been doing. I've been like talking to people, like making friends, and then sure enough, we do stuff together. Like that's how I got into this very neato podcast. and that was a big deal for me.
Ah, you're too nice. You're too nice. I like the way that you view collabs. I feel like this kind of ties in a little bit to what we're gonna talk about in a second, but I feel like there are a lot of VTubers who will do collabs with people or like try to ask people for collabs just because like numbers or something, or it's like I feel like sometimes people look at collabs in a way where it's like, what can I gain out of it? And I don't like that.
Yeah.
It should be like you want to do something together, you want to create something together. Like it shouldn't be, I don't know.
Like growth is always good to have, and like it's not a bad thing to strive for, but if that's your only goal, and like if you don't actually want to get to know the person that you're working with, then why are you working with them to begin with? Just for the numbers? That's lame.
True that.
I don't get it. I don't think I'd be able to really say anything in that situation.
Yeah.
I would just be like, cool. Let's do that. Okay.
Like how do you play a game with someone who you don't know? Like
not even that, someone you're like not interested in knowing. You're only there for the entertainment of the crowd.
Yeah, it's weird. It feels icky.
Yeah, because every collab I've ever done is always something. It just feels like we're hanging out and there's just a group of people hanging out with us.
Yeah, we're all just sitting on the couch together doing whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So, going from that, what do you think about like the VTuber community? I want to get into a little like some opinions. Let's get into some hot opinions. There's a lot of controversy around VTubers. A lot of people don't like VTubers just because they think it's all drama. But
really?
Yeah, I've heard about people who are not VTubers, they're just normal streamers, and they hate VTubers because they think VTubers either they just do it for money because it's like, oh, I'm anime girl, or I'm anime guy, or I'm anime thing. So there's that.
That's like no different than hating somebody who's trans just because they're trans. Like a person's a VTuber because that's how they want to be, and that's whatever. Great, good job. I'm happy for you. Like that's how I want to be. I don't want to be just normal guy. When I can be a cool superhero, I can be a cartoon that moves around on the screen. Like that's crazy to me. Why would you have a problem with that?
Exactly. I've never understood it, and they always give like this big long list of, oh well, VTubers do this and that and this and that, and it's like they're all like super generalized like stereotypes about VTubers, or like they only do these kinds of things and they only want clout, they only want money. So I always like to ask people, like VTubers who come on here, like what do you think about VTubers, like the community? Do you think it's full of drama? Do you think it's not really drama? Like what's your impression? What is your impression of the community?
Well, maybe it's because I like exclusively watch VTubers. I don't really, like, at least on Twitch, I don't follow anybody that's not a VTuber on here, I don't think. But that's just because, like, it's like, again, it's like, I want to meet the people and I want to see what they're about because we have something in common just in the fact that we are both these things. But you should never generalize like that in general, I suppose. At least when you're speaking negatively, I think it's not too bad to positively generalize something like that. But as long at the end of the day, you still know that each person is their own individual person. So it's not that crazy. And I've never really experienced any sort of drama with the VTuber community. I didn't know this was a thing until just now. That's crazy to me. But no, I've loved it here. Everyone I've met is super cool, super chill, and a lot of them I've become friends with, and that kicks ass.
That's awesome. I'm glad that you've had such a positive experience. I can't tell you like how many times I go on Twitter and VTubers are trending, and it's just because like there's someone out there who's like shitting on them, or like some VTuber did one thing and now everyone's like, oh, blah, 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 VTuber, blah, 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 blah. So it's like, I don't know how just like a community of people, there's literally just streamers who use like an avatar instead of themselves. Like, I don't understand how just that as a premise warrants so much drama from everywhere.
I don't know. Didn't like wasn't there a big thing with Project Melody and the fact that she wasn't like a real human being, but she was still on like campsites and stuff? Didn't that generate a lot of drama in that community?
There was a lot of drama. I think there was even drama with the fact that like there were people who were mad when they found out that I don't even know why it's like found out, because it's like, of course there's a real person behind it. It's not just 3D. Yeah. It's not like a 3D animated fake thing that's responding to you in lifetime. Like, of course there's a person behind it. A person does her voice. It's not like Hatsune Miku or something. And so they're like,
and it's like,
it's a person?
There's definitely different levels of kayfabe behind like every individual tuber out there. Some people are very much into the character they're playing, so like I can see how you see it like that. But at the end of the day, you're still watching a live stream that an individual is putting on, so there's still a person behind that character, no matter like how far you can stretch that idea. I don't know. It's weird to me.
It is weird. What do you think about people like? Some people call them lewd tubers. I call them booba tubers.
It's a pretty good name.
Trademarked. Making my own VTuber group called booba tubers. No.
You gotta put on your $2 expansion.
What? I'm not addressing that. I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that one. What do you think about all the people who are like horny in the VTuber community? Like all of like the viewers who try to get like saucy with you, or I don't know, all the lewd posts. Like, the fact that there's so many VTubers who have a fan art tag on Twitter, and then they have like a Rule 34 tag. Like, why do you think that there's like this type of trend, like with so many horny people?
Yeah, I think like that's a bit of a tough one. If I had to throw my hat into the ring, it's just because, like, again, a lot of people like the character they're seeing, regardless if they're acknowledging the person behind the character. And as Demon Chuckle said, because people get horny, and it's like, wow, no, this is a cool design, and the fact that they're like that this person is promoting the big boobs on their design. I'm a guy, so I don't really have to deal with that problem very often. But yeah, it's a lot of people like the streamers themselves will often promote this stuff anyway, because they're horny too, believe it or not. So
oh God!
Everyone is just like they're having fun. They're not hurting anybody by what they're doing. Like, again, especially if the tuber themselves is promoting that kind of stuff. But it's like, yeah, just let people do what they want. It's all art in general. This isn't just for VTuber. This is in general. Art is fiction, and I don't see anything wrong with making art out of anything, because it's not real, and the person that makes it, they know it's not real, regardless of how many like Twitter comments will say otherwise.
Real.
Like they know that they're drawing a cartoon and it doesn't affect their day-to-day life. They're just drawing something that they want to see in the fictional world of fantasy.
Exactly. If it's on paper, I feel like it kind of reminds me of like this idea that like when people are talking about like a good cartoon or something, it's always because in an animated, like a drawn, whether it's 3D or 2D, if it's in an animated fictional space, you can make anything happen. You could look like however you want, and it doesn't matter.
That takes us back to our topic earlier about how, like, with like fan fictions and crossovers, where people could just make whatever they ideally wanted to see.
Exactly.
Sometimes people happen to be horny when they're doing it.
There you go. Or even people who make normal cartoons, like they're like you ever seen an episode of like a cartoon and you were just like, That was really horny. Why did they draw that character that way for like half a second? Like, this happened a lot. Like
how like every cartoon ever has an episode where the character is naked and then they have to get home without being spotted. And there's always like weird butt shots and stuff. There's like a Fairly Odd Parents one. There's a Simpsons one. There's like a Ed, Edd n Eddy one.
I completely forgot about that.
There was a SpongeBob one which was really freaking weird because it was like Sandy Cheeks. She takes off her pelt, which is disgusting, and she's drawn just like pink with the little like points of hair here and there. But she doesn't have the skirt on as part of her bikini, so it suddenly counts as underwear, and it's bizarre.
What?
Also Totally Spies, exactly. Totally Spies has one fetish per episode.
Freaking, that reminds me too of like when I was watching King of the Hill. There's so many times where like they just animate Luann's boobs like fucking, they're like everywhere. Like she's like jumping and they're like.
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy because that's not the most appealing art style out there.
I know, seriously. It's like, but whoever was animating that, they were like, yeah, this is fucking hot.
Like there, a lot of animes will have that too, or you'll have like the girl character that's just like, you know, she's just standing there or whatever, but then suddenly like this particular animator is just really into it, and you'll see their boobs and butt shake like crazy for a few seconds, and then they'll go back to just like being stationary because someone else is drawing it again.
Have you seen like it's I don't know the name of the anime. I saw it in this one video by a YouTuber named Hazel talking about this atrocious sports anime that she actually loved, and it was like they like are in a ring together, and they have to like, they wear swimsuits and they hit each other with their butts until one of them falls out of the ring.
That's Keijo.
Yes. That's like what that is. It's like,
yeah, that one, like from what I understand, my roommate watched that and he told me a bit about it. That one is supposed to be more so like them going way over, like the gag is that it's borderline porn. That's how he described it to me, at least. Like they're like, oh, it's so funny because these girls are using their asses to bounce at each other in battle. It's crazy, right? Wow. And that's like the entirety of it.
That's the hook. That's the catch.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Wow. Butt fights. We love to see it. We love to see it.
Absolutely. It's what the future demands out of us mortals.
I don't know if you really have an answer to this question, but it's one of the last ones in here. So you, from what I've gathered, you've had a really positive experience in the VTuber community. You haven't had like a lot of drama, or even, it seems like you haven't even seen a lot of like the weird drama that happens around. So is there, regardless, is there still something that you would like to see change, or like how would you like to see the community grow in a certain way, or like what do you think is the future of VTubing? That's a good way to word it. What do you think? What do you want for the future of VTubing?
Well, I think like that's the coolest concept around VTubing is just the fact that anybody can present themselves in any which way they want to. Like even yourself, you wanted to be a cute shoujo anime girl with all the green and everything and your big pretty bangs. Like that's not real. You can't do that in real life. But here you can draw yourself or get an artist to draw you in whatever art style really piques your interest. And just like that kind of freedom about it, that's what's so cool to me. You can literally be whatever you want. So I guess if I had to give an answer to that, it would just be for more people to just make what they want to make and be what they want to be.
You feel like there's like a trend with VTubers that a lot of people kind of hop on, like anthro character, or have you, because I've always seen people
Snacko under the bus.
No, not like that. Not like a furry type anthro. I mean like cat girl. Like,
well, of course there is just like there is that general scene of it. Like obviously, like no, every character in like Hololive and Niji Sanji, they're all very just like classic anime girl with a unique aesthetic. But then you'll see a lot more indie stuff. Like again, Polly. Her whole thing is that she's like a computer AI from 1999, and her whole thing's like low poly aesthetic. And let's see, who's another good one?
who's a unique? People in chat can answer this too. Who's a unique VTuber with like a cool? You know who I found recently?
Rex has like 10 different models that she can cycle through all the time.
Rex is insane. She's always making new stuff. Freaking. What about? I think you might follow her. She's also a virtual assistant VTuber, but she's like early 2000s webcore. My Kuya. I found her recently, and I was like, this chick is fucking rad. I love her aesthetic. She's like a Ukagaka little assistant.
Oh yeah, and like let's see who else. Like Woozle is just like a weasel PNG. All Bones Jones is a skeleton. There's a lot of unique stuff, and not to say that there's anything like you again be what you want to be, but just the fact that there's that freedom that you can be whatever you want, I think is really cool. Like if you want to be like just like if you want to look like an anime girl you'd see on the TV, then go for it, absolutely for sure. But you know, just do what you want to do. I think a lot of people like that go that route. Maybe they don't realize that they have the option to be what they want, or that's just what they want to be. We'll never know. We'll never be inside their head.
But we can try. Think real hard. Let's teleport. I can't do it. My powers aren't strong enough yet.
The neurons in your brain, they can't spark with all the baconator grease dripping down in there.
My brain tainted by poker.
There's so much grease, none of the neurons can fire off. No synapses or lighting.
There's a fire in my brain. I can't.
We threw out his name.
That is what the inside of my brain looks like. Is the little SpongeBob. Little clovers running around. Also, thanks for the raid, Petite Neat. Hi, Raiders.
Thank you, Petite. Hi, Raiders. Oh yeah, and Hanavi Yakuta, that's another really cool one. She's another like low poly character, and Snacko's comment made me think of her because she also uses like a text to speech thing, but it she speaks and that converts it to text, and then that converts that to speech. So it's like she can even sound how she wants to, and I think that's really cool.
So it's kind of like there's that one girl that's in V Shoujo that I think her name. Yeah. Yes, I never know how to say her name, but and she also changed her branding because she used to be a red dragon. Now she's like a cyberpunk robot lady or something. She used to be like a big titty dragon, but now she's different.
I mean, hey, do what you want. Do what makes you happy. We love to see it. We love to see people be happy. I think you may have picked this up from me by now, but I like to promote positivity. I don't really dwell on the negatives on stuff. Even like on Twitter, everyone says Twitter is the worst platform on the planet, but I seldom see just like the negative side of things because I don't let myself get fed into it. I like to keep it positive and just see, art and friends posts, and sometimes someone will post a picture of a cat. That's pretty cool.
I totally get that.
Yeah, because it's just like it's a waste of my time and energy to get fed up on something like that, and I've only got so much of that right now.
I think that is a really good outlook, especially because, like I said, like I feel like my Twitter used to be exactly like that, and it wasn't only until somewhat recently that I started seeing like stuff that just kind of upset me, but it's usually just like bullshit, like about what was the one I saw the other day was this person saying people shouldn't be able to charge so much for rigging VTuber models. I think that's ridiculous. So that's why I have my prices way lower, because I think other people charge way too much. And someone was like kind of defending like prices in the comments, and they were all like arguing about it, and it was just one of those like, this is just annoying. I don't even want to look at it.
Oh, for sure. Like I can do so much more with my day than like go down a rabbit hole of people fighting each other.
You know, that's just Twitter for you, I guess.
Yeah, like it is what it is. That's the thing though. Like Twitter is not like the problem people have. It's that it's such a massive thing. So you have so many people on the same platform, the same service. So of course, not everyone is gonna click there. But that's just how it goes. You gotta know when to just like bail from something and go just like stick to where you know you're not gonna be in any sort of trouble.
You're like, well, I guess I will stay out of that soup kitchen.
I do remember one time like I had like my friend had made a post about like Kermit the Frog or something, and I was like, and like I commented like, yeah, can you draw me with Kermit the Frog and you and all of us hanging out? And I got dogpiled by all these people saying like, maybe you should think about commissioning them actually. Why are you asking for free art? And I was just like, I didn't respond to any of it, of course, because I didn't want to deal with it. But then they came in and like, he's my friend, we're just joking, calm down everybody. But that's just like, it is crazy to see how quickly people can get up in arms over something that's just text on a screen. But whatever.
Yeah. People want to get at each other's throats for like nothing. It's weird.
That's scary to me. Why is that your your way of life? Why do you look for fights? Being angry is such a waste of time.
I agree completely.
We never get tilted playing Minecraft.
Okay, you can't pull that one on me. I have emotional dysregulation. I'll blame it on that.
Oh, sure, because you use a word I don't understand. That makes it make sense.
It's not my fault. Minecraft.
Okay, I love you, Cloverchibi. I can't wait to play Mario Party with you someday.
Oh, that's gonna be I feel bad for Ray. Ray.
I don't know. Okay, I guess chat. We're gonna play Mario Party at some point, sometime soon. It's gonna be epic. And Ray and Clover are both notorious game ragers, so I'm very excited.
There's been times where we literally like rage quit in the middle of a Mario Party match, like between me and my boyfriend, because it's like it gets too heated. Like I'll be like, I hate. Well, I think it was just today. Today, I was sitting on the couch. I was sitting on the couch playing Mario Kart, and he was like, "Hey, why do you keep doing that? You gotta stop doing that." And I was like, "Doing what?" And he goes, "You're like yelling under your breath." I didn't even realize it. I was going like, "Fuck, fuck, I'll fucking kill you, fuck!" Like I was like screaming at people on the game. I didn't even know.
You went dark side IRL. That's scary. That's a scary power.
I know. The fact that he told me I was like muttering to myself and cursing at these people, and it's like I wasn't even losing that bad. God.
Yeah. No, that did happen on your last Mario Kart stream, though. Don't worry. You were raging out.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. You were so quick to say, fuck this guy, fuck this, fuck you. I can't believe this.
I'm a rager. I'm a
You're
rager.
a gamer.
I'm a gamer. I got me stinky armpits and my bacon sandwich. Okay, let's talk about something else.
Okay.
I had another question to ask you. Well, more so just a topic, rather. It's not really a question so much as a topic. So, G-Pool, you like cartoons. You like animation. Not just like anime stuff, but like Western cartoons as well. You've told me a bit about your like of.
This is true. This is correct. We have had conversation outside of this podcast.
Yeah, we talk, actually.
It's
Believe it or
crazy.
not.
No, believe it or not, chat.
We've had a word or two. Just one. What? I'll just start with this. What's your favorite cartoon? And what do you look for in a good cartoon? Like something that makes you go, okay, this is actually really good, and like this is a brain dead Paw Patrol children's show. Like what do you look for in a good cartoon, and what's your favorite cartoon?
Okay, that's OKKO, Let's Be Heroes, by far my favorite cartoon, without a doubt. The way the series is directed and just like their humor, all the way they do referencing and everything, it hits every sort of beat that I personally look for as far as like action, adventure, plot progression, all these different things. It all just wraps up in a perfectly G-Pool shaped present that I can enjoy no matter what. I will say that I think Amphibia is as close to a perfect Western style cartoon that we'll ever see. I think the plot and characters are so strong in that series, and every episode has its own little like self-contained plot, so you don't necessarily need to watch everything to be able to enjoy an episode out of it, which you should though, because it's great. I think it's a very well structured show altogether. They just do a really good job keeping the narrative moving. Like, so I've heard some people complain about it when there's like an episode that's not overarching plot in the later seasons, and I'm like, come on, dude, have some fun. Why don't you have some, like, not every show has to have just constant plot going all the time. I like series that can break it up again, which is why OKKO strikes a chord with me so well, where there is plot, but it's few and far between. You still have all these individual episodes that you can enjoy, and then occasionally you'll get this story beat that adds to an overarching plot that is very cool.
That, I think, is a really interesting point you bring up about overarching plot, like ratio of more plot episodes to kind of like, what do people call it? Like a filler episode? Is that what people call kind of?
Well, like the term filler just comes from the sake of like anime when they need to make something up that's not like in the actual source material, because they need to give themselves time for the mangaka to get caught up. But a lot of people have adopted that term for that kind of thing, where it's like there's no plot this episode, so this must be filler. They must have just thrown this in there. And I'm like, no, it's there because it's fun. You just don't like fun. So okay, so I have to rant a little bit. I adore Digimon. It's one of my favorite things, and a lot of the more modern anime, like Digimon Ghost Game, for example, that's the current one out. It's very good. I would highly recommend you check it out. You don't need to know anything about Digimon to enjoy it. It's like a ghost story kind of show. So every episode you get like a new little mystery to figure out with the ghosts, but they're Digimon, and it does it really well. Even though it's in this like future setting, you wouldn't think those two would work together, but they do, surprisingly. But anyway, a lot of people will complain on that show and the last show, Digimon show that came out, where there wasn't enough plot, and they're just like, oh, like I want to see you digivolve already. I want to see all the big monsters go. And I'm like, you idiots, you jerks, you nerds, you don't get it. The Digimon grow stronger because of their bond with their friends. So of course you need to have all these lighthearted episodes where they're just having fun and going on a little adventure. You can't have them like level up every single time. That's crazy. You're missing the point. Go watch another anime if this is what you want out of this. Okay? Thank you.
Go watch Demon Slayer.
Go watch Demon Slayer, where there's plot every episode. That's fine. If you like that, that's fine. You should like it. It's cool. I haven't seen Demon Slayer, but I've heard it's cool. But it's like, not every show needs to be like that. You can have the fun stuff here and there and just enjoy it and let the characters actually, develop. Haha.
I've never heard of it. Character development. I think.
Okay, I think that's my Pokemon tangent.
I think that just the fact that you brought up filler. I'll call it normal episodes for the sake of our Western cartoons lens we're looking at it in. The ratio of like normal episodes to plot episodes, I feel like was not something that people ever worried about. I don't know, like if you look at like fucking like SpongeBob or like Rocko's Modern Life, like those don't really have like a lot of plot to them. Even something like Invader Zim doesn't have a whole lot of plot to it. But then if you look at later cartoons like
and like not every show has to be that way, like
exactly. It's like you can kind of have stuff in the middle, and I don't know. I feel like a show that did that really well was Adventure Time. Because Adventure Time, they would have like just normal episodes, and then they'd maybe like sneak in just like a small conversation about the overarching plot, or like they'd meet a little character, or like they'd give you like a tiny bit of something. And I thought it was always mixed in really well with like all the other stuff, not just, you know, just fun stuff.
Real with you, Cloverchibi. If I may be real with you, I have not watched Adventure Time. I absolutely missed the boat on Adventure Time. Like, the way our cable service really fucked us up, so Cartoon Network was just like not in my family's cable plan anymore by the time Adventure Zone hit. Or Adventure Time. So I just like completely missed the boat on that series. Same with Gravity Falls. I didn't have Disney either, so I didn't see that one.
I didn't see Gravity Falls. I just finished Adventure Time last year. I watched it and finished it for the first time last year. And it was... I cried just because I cried because of what was happening in the show, obviously, because it's a finale. But I cried also just because it was like, it's done. It's not it's all done. The show's done. Now we have to go rewatch or something.
Yeah, so you don't get to see these characters anymore. And like again, to bring it back to OKKO, that one, like, Cartoon Network shafted that show. It was supposed to have 4 full-length seasons. It had 2 seasons, and then the third one was like, I think 9 or 10 episodes. Just because they got like super shafted, and they were able to actually give it a proper finale, but they had to rush things like crazy. So much so they even made jokes about it in the episodes about like lighting up to the final season stuff. And and even that, where they're missing a whole season and a half, it's still my favorite show. That's how good it is.
Probably got slighted because wasn't Steven Universe kind of like in the middle of like a big, like they were kind of ramping up their whole plot stuff. I feel like Cartoon Network like really cut back on a lot of shows when Steven Universe started to get like big.
Yeah. I think if I remember right, I think the year OKKO like had its finale was, I think that was 2019, and I'm pretty sure the Steven Universe movie had come out like that summer, so it was definitely like end era stuff. But then they had Steven Universe Future come out, which was pretty fun series, and like nice little self-contained post series thing on it, which I'm a fan of Steven Universe. I know it's one of the most like bipolar fandoms online, but I like the series. I like the songs, I like the art style, the aesthetic, the plots and everything. But it was crazy seeing that one finally end, because it had a pretty long lifespan. So to see them finally like call it quits and like wrap up the story was pretty crazy.
I have opinions on what you just said. And this is coming from okay. I have to preface, personally, I do like Steven Universe. Okay?
Okay.
This is coming from a place of love because I saw the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, actually, I did miss the last few episodes of the last season. I never saw the actual finale of the main show, but I know what happens.
Okay.
But I digress. I like Steven Universe. I watch it with my little sister. Every time I see it, it makes me want to cry because I remember when she was like a little baby, and it was so sweet.
Okay.
But I like the Steven Universe movie. I thought the movie was fantastic. I love Spinell. She's like my favorite Steven Universe character. Love the songs.
It was a good movie. It was surprising they were able to make the musical aspect work so well for it.
Seriously, and like we got some baller songs. There was only one bad song, which is the song that the Outer Gems sang. I hate that song, but
Yeah, it's kind of like whatever. But like the Stag song, yeah, Stag. We call him Stag.
Yes.
Like really, all the music in that one was good, and it actually like worked with the narrative really well.
I really like. I think Steven Universe as a series has problems. I think there's things that aren't tinkered with. It's not fine-tuned enough, and there's like not a lot of direction sometimes. Like it feels like they're just kind of pushing things along, but they haven't planned out exactly where they want them to go. And so you get like these kind of moments where Steven is like one episode he's like, guys, the earth is gonna blow up and the cluster's gonna destroy everyone. And then the next episode they're like, come on, Peridot, let's go to the beach and get you an iPad. And it's like, where's the level of urgency you had 1 episode ago, Steven? And then he like gives it a kiss or something and it's fine. Like I don't even remember, it ended so quickly.
Yeah. No, it's I get where you're coming from, because there's definitely like sometimes when they want to like go for they set up these huge bombastic plot lines, so then it does feel a little weird when there's just like a more lighthearted episode in the middle of it. Like you have to be able to really have a fine line between your plot heavy stuff and then your fun stuff. It's hard to make those intersect. But then like, because I remember like I didn't like pay any attention to Steven Universe when it first came out, mainly because their advertising for it was horrible. It like entirely focused on like cheeseburger backpack. Whoa, this is crazy. And I was like, okay, it's one of these shows.
It's Uncle Grandpa.
But yeah, but then like they did when the first Steven bomb hit, and I had just like caught some episodes in that, and that was right when they had Jailbreak and Garnet's whole thing, the fight with Jasper, which is also like one of the best songs in the entire series.
Yes.
But hold on, this show is actually something. There's substance here. Hold on, this is cool. And I was like, whoa, I gotta watch all this. And then I got hooked, and I was like, wow, this is like the best thing on cable currently. Which I think it was.
Really good. It's funny you mention that cheeseburger backpack, because like so when the show's coming out, my little sister was still in elementary school, and so we were watching Steven Universe together, and she would always say, oh, I wish I had a cheeseburger backpack. And then Cartoon Network, they released an official cheeseburger backpack, and so I got it for her birthday, and she still uses it. It's so cute.
God, I love your sister.
Clover Jr.
Little Clovey Jr.
But Steven Universe Future though, I didn't even see. No, actually, I did watch all the episodes of it because I kept waiting for it to impress me. Like I kept waiting for it to stop being Steven crying. Like he's got PTSD, you know, he didn't really get to grow up proper. I get that. But like I feel like I didn't really see him grow during it. Like it was just him going, ah, I hate everything. Oh, my mom's a murderer. Like Gaiken moment. Steven had a Shinji moment. That's literally.
He's so fucked up.
Yeah, like he just like was like a troubled boy the whole time, and the ending was so corny, and none of the like I was so sad.
I understand what they were going for with it, but when the entire season more or less boils down to Steven's not happy with himself because he doesn't know what he's doing now, like I think that's a cool idea, but they certainly portrayed it in a way that makes him annoying, which to be fair, Steven was always kind of annoying. That's kind of part of his character.
Yeah.
Like, do you want a popcorn necklace? You guys want popcorn necklaces? When they're fighting like a centipede.
He makes that face. I can't make it with my model, but you know the face. He's holding the pancake or the waffles up, and he's like,
Yeah.
I can't even do it.
No, I know what you're talking about, but I did still like it overall. I would say I was more invested in the other characters because you get to see kind of like what they're up to, and then it ends with Steven turning into a. It was a penis. It looked like a penis, and it's like this whole thing is like, why is he like what? They corrupted Steven. That's kind of cool, but it didn't really lead to anything because they ended it with hug.
They were like,
but I liked how they sent him off, where he was like I'm gonna go find myself, and that's gonna be my thing. And I was like, that's a pretty good way to end it on, even though it sucks that you're leaving all the cool characters behind. But that's a good way for them to end it, for him to find out who he is as a person. The idea was definitely stretched throughout the entire season, though.
Yeah, I think I can get on that same page. I think the way they decided to send it off, that's fair. I'm down to clown. I understand it. I think it.
I still enjoyed it. All things considered, like the art style, aesthetic, everything is still like really nice to me. So even when the episodes were a little more just like, okay, Steven, you're acting really dumb right now. That's fine, because you got to see him exist with all the other characters again, and like kind of check in with everybody, which was cool. I think that was what I liked most about Future. It's just that Steven was not the greatest protagonist, but that's fine. That's fine.
Did Future come before or after the movie?
It came after the movie.
That's what I thought. I think that's probably why I was most disappointed, was that like...
Did you watch it and then watch the movie?
I watched the movie first.
Okay.
And so I loved the movie. Like I still watch it. I rewatch it. And then when Future was like not really like that, I think that's probably like what got me down the most, because I was already expecting a lot. And then I got... Yeah. we know how it goes from there.
You got a character arc you didn't think you'd need to see.
Yeah. I got the equivalent of 8th grade Clover, but watching someone else deal with it.
Oh, that's why you don't like it. It reminds you of you.
Oh, Steven, get away! This little boy.
Clover universe.
You know what? Also, one other thing. I miss when Steven was fat. I think he was so much more fun when he was fat. Like, the fact that I feel like a lot of the characters' body shapes kind of changed, except for Garnet. Garnet kind of always looked the same, but like Pearl, she used to be way like thin, long, lanky, like noodly. Amethyst was short and chunky.
True, but also a lot of those early drawings of Pearl are not very good.
Okay, that's very true.
The art style got really good in Steven Universe, so it makes you kind of forget what the season 1 looked like. You're like, hold on. Which, I mean, it's fine, like again, to bring this back to OKKO, although like the characters look different in almost every scene, let alone every episode, but I think OKKO lends itself more to that, as it's much more of like a free-form, wacky kind of show. Steven Universe has like an air of seriousness to it at all times, so like it is weird when you see characters look funky in that show.
It kind of brings me back also to like what we were talking about of like, in animation, you can look however you want to look, right? So I look at shows, this is a really great example. I look at shows like the Steven Universe, because it's like you said, it's pretty plot heavy, especially after season 3. And so you kind of want it to present in a more clean way. Like you want the characters to look consistent from shot to shot, like their size or their the height of their hair or whatever. But and then when it doesn't look that way, like you get like that infamous shot where like Peridot's head is huge and her body is tiny and Connie's head is huge, and like you get stuff like that, and it makes it look really, really weird.
Yeah, but even in like season 3, they were still like Peridot in particular was really off model a lot of the times. She was just like shrinking and growing whenever it was convenient for her.
Exactly. And like in a show like Steven Universe, that looks weird. But then take a show like Ren and Stimpy, okay? Mm-hmm. Ren and Stimpy don't look the same shot to shot, like ever.
Yeah.
They are always like they look however they need to look to make the scene funny. So when they look off model, it doesn't matter. Like Ren.
No, it actually works for the show. It like adds to it because like part of the humor is the art itself. So they should take much more liberties with stuff like that. Whereas like something like Steven Universe or like even the Owl House, Amphibia, you can't really see them like stretching their expressions too much because it kind of takes away from the overall vibe they're going for.
Exactly. They need that consistency.
SpongeBob in the more recent years has gotten really crazy with their facial expressions. Like in the old series, it was much more like, I guess, like wordplay and actual like events happening versus nowadays that they do go for more crazy expression and that kind of humor. Like fucking Psychic Pebbles was on to board an episode one time.
What?
So there are official Psychic Pebbles drawings of like SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs that made it on TV for SpongeBob.
I need to look these up now. I need to.
Yeah, they're like as like, of course it's gonna be like dialed back to fit more with like the actual TV style stuff, but you can still tell it's him just by looking at them.
That's so. Oh.
There you go.
Oh. Yeah. All of these.
One of them up on. You want to put that up on chat on stream?
Oh, for sure. I just typed in Psychic Pebbles SpongeBob, and these first ones that come up, like, of course, it's like his mouth is open in an insane way, or.
Oh yeah.
I really like this.
Yeah, no, it's crazy to see like how much like SpongeBob in particular has changed over the years. Which like sure, keep it fresh for your new like what is it? Your new
Some of these are really interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, modern SpongeBob gets really crazy with the facial expressions. That's just like the kind of new humor they were going for. They're keeping it fresh for their new set of viewers because, you know, kids are going to grow up eventually and they're not going to be watching SpongeBob as much, but there's always new kids around. So they're changing it up and keeping it new and fresh, which for better or worse is what they're doing.
I was watching SpongeBob yesterday.
Nice. Did you like it?
I loved it, but I was watching the early ones. I was watching, I don't even remember what episode. It was Bubble Buddy.
That's a good one.
Oh my god.
Did you see the new SpongeBob? They had just put out a trailer for the new video game. Did you see it?
I did. I actually kind of was interested in it. I don't know about you.
Yeah. No, I think it's cool. Like I had figured after they did the remaster of Battle for the Bikini Bottom, I was like, they're doing this for a reason. They're gonna work with this engine, I'm sure. And sure enough, this one does more or less look like Battle for Bikini Bottom 2. And like from what I could see in the trailer, they added new mechanics and stuff to them as well. It's gonna be hard to top Battle for Bikini Bottom because like one of the biggest things about that game is you get to go and see all the iconic locations in the series, whereas this new one, it seems like a lot more new areas, like stuff made for the game, which isn't like, I don't know, it doesn't hit the same way because you're not exploring these places you've wanted to explore on the actual TV, but it's still a step in the right direction, and it does look like it'll be a pretty confident game overall.
I never played Battle Bikini Bottom. I also never played.
It's cool.
I want to. I don't know if I should do the remake or the original, but I've heard the remake is like pretty truthful to how the original one like plays. It just like looks
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's just like an updated style because like the original does still look very good. It's not the easiest art style to translate to 3D, but I still think they did a pretty good job with what they were working with. But the remaster does have really nice environments too. So either or I think would be a good option.
Maybe I should look into. I bet I could probably find a way to emulate the old one. That way I don't have to buy it.
True.
We got an interesting chat here. I'm curious to hear your opinion about. Nobody Dole David. Thanks for the follow first off, and thanks for chatting. This last message you've put in here is intrigued me. David says, to be honest, I feel like cartoons have gone back to a creepy style. In a few years, future generations will ask themselves if they really put stuff like this towards kids, like we're thinking of some old stuff right now. And that, I think, is an interesting thing, because personally, I haven't seen too many creepy cartoons, but I have seen, like, creepy kids content on YouTube, like 2 a.m., Five Nights at Freddy's, like,
yeah.
like that kind of,
yeah.
I don't know.
Like, it is a weird one because as far back as the 80s, like, RoboCop was hugely marketed towards kids, even though that was, like, the original one was an X-rated movie, where, like, it's full of gore and crazy shit, and then they made a whole cartoon series and video games and toys for all the kids to enjoy, because they're like, the kids like, we love RoboCop, we love how that man got literally blown to pieces.
Aloha. I've been saying aloha. I've been saying aloha a lot lately. I don't know why. I've not consumed any Hawaii content of any sort.
No, it just happens. Sometimes you go howdy, sometimes you just go hey, sometimes you go aloha. Konnichiwa.
Jinx.
Fuck.
G-Pool, who would win in a fight? Kamen Rider or Sailor Moon? Go.
The limited amount of stuff I've seen from Sailor Moon, her power seems kind of like nothing. So I think if Kamen Rider was vindictive enough to kick a 14-year-old girl, then he would win. But I don't know if he would do that.
Kick the 14-year-old?
And if.
Oh, if.
Because Sailor Moon's a 14-year-old girl.
Oh yeah, duh.
He's a grown man from like the 60s, so I don't know if he has that conviction.
Did you know that there's a movie? I did a Discord movie watch night with this, like way back in 2018 when I first started streaming. We watched a movie called Hentai Kamen. Have you seen this?
That's the guy with the panty mask, right?
Yes. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I've seen like little GIFs and stuff here and there.
Deepool, you have to, like, we were all losing our minds at this movie. I didn't know anything. This was like suggested to me by a friend. He was like, yo, watch this with your Discord. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, no, okay.
Like, open the hentai, huh? Sure.
I would rewatch it. I would rewatch it with the Discord because I liked it so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks cool. I'm like, I don't know how. Like, is it just on YouTube or something?
I think we found it on some free movie website. Oh, I cannot. I was gonna pull up a picture of it on for the screen, but I can't.
Yeah, but
I cannot show.
He uses his penis to attack them in the face.
Oh my god! I forgot he was dressed this way. Okay, I don't want to look at that anymore. Anyway.
Anyway.
So we were talking about SpongeBob. We kind of got off topic. I guess I'll ask you. Well, do you have anything else to say about SpongeBob?
I guess I was just gonna say that I think we were talking about, like, or at least I was talking about how in Battle for Bikini Bottom, that's a game that sends you around so many iconic locations in Bikini Bottom, whereas like this new one, it looks like it's, you know, like it's the cosmic shake, so you're going to all these different worlds and it's crazy and it's new, and that does kind of take some of the bite out of it, but I think it'll still be a pretty cool game overall. It looks like a sequel that respects its senior.
I think that's a good way to look at it. As someone who doesn't know anything about those original games,
mm-hmm.
the tiny
We
bit
were
I do
talking
know.
about that you're gonna stream Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Oh, that's right. Like everything, like literally the tiny amount that I know about it. Just from the trailer, I was like, this seems like the spiritual successor to those original ones. So
yeah, and like Battle for Bikini Bottom is like the SpongeBob game. There were a lot of them over the years, but that's like the one. Kind of like how like Simpsons had Simpsons Hit and Run, which is almost like a GTA clone, but people remember that one super fondly because you actually get to go around Springfield and see all the sights and stuff.
I love that game. I played the hell out of it when I was a kid.
There you go.
Is there a SpongeBob movie video game?
There is.
Is it bad?
I never played it. I don't really know too much about it, so I can't really say anything on it. I'm sure it's fine, but again, people have like those rose-tinted glasses for peak SpongeBob games after Battle for Bikini Bottom came out.
I think the SpongeBob movie, like not the video game, but the movie is the best cartoon movie of all time. Ever.
It is a very strong movie. I agree.
It's perfect. It's perfect in every way. I watched that movie in like one day. I think the most times I've watched that movie in one day is like 3 in a row.
Do you mean like strictly like a movie based on a cartoon and not just like animated film?
I mean a movie based on a cartoon. But
because I would say like the best animated movie is Into the Spider-Verse. That movie is perfection.
Oh, that's a really good movie. It is.
My friend actually like won a thing because it's a Sony picture, so PlayStation had this little contest to get like free pre-screenings of it, and we actually won. So we went to go see it before it came out. Liked it so much we went to pay to go see it again.
That's so funny. That's kind of like what that's like what happened to me and my family with the Simpsons movie. There was like I don't even know what you'd call it, like a little booth, basically, like in downtown Portland. When I was a kid, there was like a booth.
Downtown Redacted.
It was like I mean, it's fine. It was like an event, I guess, but there weren't a lot of people there. They basically had like this big plastic setup of like the Simpsons on the couch, and you could go sit with them on the couch, like a photo op. But then they were also doing raffles. So you put your name in for the raffle, and you'd be like, "Oh, you won a Buzz Cola," and it's like it has like it looks like a Buzz Cola, or like you won Crustios, but then there was you win a pre-screening ticket to the movie, and it was me, my mom, my dad, and my grandma. We all went down there, and we all put our names in, and we won 3 of the 5 tickets.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
My mom covered my eyes when Bart's penis went on the screen.
Bart's penis.
Penis!
They drew his penis. How could they? No, that scene was funny.
They
go so out of their way to not show it, and then just exclusively show it.
You have to look.
And then you put it on TV, and there's just like a huge censor bar over it.
That's a pretty good movie too. I think it's okay.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. Like the characters all have like cool moments. It's more so about Homer than anybody else, of course, but like it's a fun movie overall. It's a solid one.
Yeah.
I can't believe they haven't tried to do a Family Guy movie yet.
Don't say that.
I'm sure it would be dreadful, but I'm surprised they never just like copied The Simpsons.
A Family Guy movie could never have existed unless that idea and thought was shot out into the universe, and you just shot it out into the universe.
There is no way I'm the first person that said they should make a Family Guy movie.
There.
Please don't turn me into a marketable movie.
Peter.
Look, Lois, I'm Spider Pig. That was funny, remember that?
Hey, it's that chicken I fight every season. Oh my god, let's have a 30-minute montage of me fighting that fucking chicken again for the 500th time. It's not funny anymore.
Let's not talk about Family Guy.
Okay. Moving on. Where do you think the future of cartoons is going? Do you think that we're gonna keep getting these more like plot ran cartoons, or do you think we're kind of gonna slip back into like monotony, like random episode like Clarence? You like Clarence?
I think it's a pretty fun show. It's got a lot of heart for it. I'm not a fan of the art style behind it, but I like the idea of it. I think Craig of the Creek is a better version of Clarence.
Oh my god,
Craig
you
of the
did
Creek
not.
is a really good show.
You did not just say that to me.
Sorry. I like Clarence.
Are you telling me,
Craig of the Creek is
G-Pool?
better.
Are you telling me you don't like the way that this child is drawn? You don't like
What?
sumo? You think this looks bad? You don't like Rick and Morty, Claire?
Well, why would someone do that? No, there are definitely worse art styles out there for sure. Like, I don't think it's a bad art style. It's just not like for me. And a lot of the side characters are kind of gross. But I think, like, I mean, Craig of the Creek, it's like the same guy that did the Steven Universe art, so of course it's good. Of course I like it.
It is good. The art is cute. I'll give it that.
And like every episode is super imaginative. You know what? Like fucking, I don't mean to tangent from the question. We'll get back to it. But what really surprised me is like, recently I watched a handful of episodes of Kids Next Door, and that show surprisingly held up pretty well. It has a really good sense of imagination behind it. Like everything that the kids do in their fight against the dreadful adults just feel super imaginative, and something like how a kid would come up with a crazy invention like that. And overall, like from what I was watching, it was a pretty fun series. I'm surprised that it held up so well. It seems like something that would be a bit of a product of its time, but it's really strong.
I used to really like that show. It makes me glad to hear that it held up well, because like, you know, when you really like something and then you go back and you like watch it or you just interact with it and you're like, okay, I was obsessed with that.
I feel like there's some things like that for me, but none of them are coming to me at the moment. I'm sure if I think about it long enough, I could randomly blurt something out. But I understand where you're getting at, though. There are definitely things that, like, just weren't as cool as you. Okay, I got one. Robot Boy. Robot Boy, I think, like, his design, the art in that show is, like, really well done. The show fucking sucks. It is a bad show. The characters are so poorly written. The plots are worthless.
Oh.
Hi Puppy Yumi was kind of like that too, which hurts me to say because I adore that art style and the aesthetic behind it.
Don't tell me that.
Like the plots from the few episodes I watched were so painful to sit through. It was so nothing, and it really hurt me.
For people who don't know what Robot Boy is, you probably have at least seen the character before. This is Robot Boy.
Like, both of his little forms are really cool and really well designed.
Very
like
appealing.
The art in general is good, but just like the actual writing for the show stinks.
We should also show Hi Puffy Yummy. What is this? Hi Puffy Yummy Rules 2001. What is this?
Hold on, what is this?
What is this rabbit hole?
Is this like a fan character? Are they like a deviant artist?
YouTube fandom? Wait, what is this? Wikitubia. Jake Crater, better known online as Hi Puffy Ami Yumi Rules 2001, is an American YouTuber that mainly makes animated videos. His subscriber count has been hidden since 2017, but he has over 45 million views.
Oh, this is crazy. This is like that one guy that, you remember the Ember McLean guy who went fucking insane?
Oh my god, yes. That guy?
He had like this whole animated series of like Ember's Ghost Squad with all of his ghost OCs, and he ended up shooting everyone at the store he works at. Well, this guy's got some stuff. This guy's got some real videos. Well, Teenage Robot. Teenage Robot's okay. It's not as great as I remember it, but it's still fun.
I love that show.
And the art style is phenomenal.
Oh my god, growing up creepy, I used to watch that. You ever see Ruby Gloom?
I never saw that one. No, I'm not even sure like what channel it was on. I totally missed it.
I think it was on Cubo. Or
Oh,
like
that's
one of
probably
those like
why.
off-brand ones.
Not Nickelodeon, not Cartoon Network.
Well, I
God.
did
Oh yeah,
want to
the art
just...
style.
There we go. This is what they look like.
Mhm. Yeah, there's some other cartoons weird. Like, do you remember Megas XLR? It was like the giant robot where the guy put his car on top of it. God,
No,
Hi Puffy. Hi Puffy Ami's got such a good art style.
it does.
Oh yeah, and there's Julie. Julie! She's voiced by Lara Jo Miller, the best VA of all time.
Who? Laura who?
Lara Jo Miller. She voices Fink in OKKO, Kari in Digimon, Julie in Hi, Puffy Amiyumi. Most recently, Libby in The Ghost and Molly McGee, which we'll get back to that question in just a second.
And they were in Wubsy's big movie.
Oh yeah, no, and she was Haru in Beastars.
What?
And
She
we were
was
talking
in
about that
Boy?
earlier. We were talking about that earlier. She was Haru in Beastars.
Oh,
When we were talking in Discord, I was like, I was the one I was like the lady that voiced my childhood crush is now like doing all this sexy talk with the furries, and it was really weird.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Megas XLR is goated. It's a very fun show.
She's in a lot of stuff. Damn.
Yeah, no, you would definitely recognize her voice if you heard it. Just she's very it's a very iconic voice.
Did you think that's probably like your favorite voice actress?
Absolutely.
So, what about Tara Strong? Everybody loves Tara Strong.
Tara Strong is a good voice actress. She's been in so much. Like, there's a reason she's so often booked in these things. But I guess just like Laura's in general, like her voice in general is just really good to me.
It pleases your eardrums.
It satiates me.
That's a choice of words. Satiate.
But new cartoons. I think there's always going to be room for every different type of cartoon. There will still always be like just funny comedy exclusive shows without any sort of plot. There will always be super plot heavy cartoons for, I guess, quote unquote older fans. There will always be shitty adult comedy cartoons that now have atrocious art styles.
Big Mouth.
There's a lot of them I could rant about, but like it just depends. I definitely see more I feel like there's going to be more plot driven series since those have been more popular ones. But at the same time, you have stuff like the Owl House, which even though like I'd say Owl House was definitely more popular than Amphibia. Owl House isn't over yet, Amphibia is, but Owl House is the one that got canceled early, so they have to super rush their final season stuff, whereas Amphibia did get its full God-given intended 3 seasons that they wanted since the beginning. But Owl House is huge. Even like now when it hasn't been on the air in a couple months, people still rant and rave about the Owl House. So
wait,
like
is it done?
No, but it's just on like its season break.
Oh,
it had a season finale a couple months back, and I don't think we've got any word on when season 3 is going to start, because it's just going to be like, from what I understand, it's going to be like 3 hour-long episodes, and that's to wrap up everything, which is honestly crazy. If you've seen the show, you know like where the plot's at, and how they're going to do that is beyond me. But that's just the hand Disney dealt them, because they just had to have gay people.
Gotta love it. We gotta love our limited representation.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yes, I think there will always be room for everything like that, because again, Craig of the Creek is another show like it's like Clarence, where there's not really a plot. Sometimes there's like some overarching stuff, but that's not the point of the show. It's just to have like fun kid adventures, and there will always be a like room for that, just like there will always be shows like Owl House or Avatar or Steven Universe that do lean more into the plot. And I think it just comes down to what people want to make and what the executives decide to roll with.
If if you okay, wait, I actually have one more question I just thought of. If you could make a cartoon, what would it be like? Would it be more plot heavy? Would it like focus on characters? Would it just be fun and silly? What would it be like?
Well, like I said with OKKO, I like the pacing of that show where there's not a lot of plot progression. More, like the majority of the episodes are self-contained adventures, so I think it would be something similar to that. Probably a little more like plot oriented, just because I would do like stuff like that in my shows. But I also like to just sit back and enjoy a classic little just fun 12-minute adventure where the characters just get to go and have fun, and then maybe at the end of the episode there's a little nod towards something bigger that's happening. And but again, like I said earlier, you have to give your characters those kind of moments in episodes so they can sort of develop without it just being integrated into the plot. It just kind of happens naturally. So that's what I would want out of a series that I could make.
I love that. You can spread your positivity and also not be too serious.
Oh yeah.
Not be too serious.
Because like you haven't seen OKKO, have you?
I have not. I want to watch it, but I have not yet.
Okay. That's fine. We'll watch it sometime. It's epic. It's very cool. But it's like it's because the plot stuff is pretty few and far between that when it does happen, you do get very hyped for it. It's like, wow, this is finally happening. Like, oh my god, that guy got beat? That's impossible. What are they gonna do?
Not like Naruto, where it's just they finish a plot point and then they're like, oh shit, that was like our ultimate thing. What are we gonna do? Make him come back to life. Make this happen.
I was a huge Naruto kid. Like I loved that show growing up on Toonami. But then like Shippuden, I think took a really long time to come to the States proper. This is before like anime was easy access outside of your cable TV. And then like, but I was already kind of like checked out a bit, and quite frankly, I didn't like how the Shippuden art style like kind of had the same head size for the characters, but their bodies got a lot more like, I guess, more natural anatomy, and it just looked wrong to me. So I never bothered to keep up with it. But I loved Naruto as a kid. I still like looked back fondly at those old original seasons.
I never watched Naruto like at all. Like I had friends who liked it, but I don't know. I was never like an action show kind of person. I think like all the more actiony shows I watched like had girls.
Well, that makes sense. That's understandable. Like obviously, I think back then things were much more like leaning towards gendered stuff, and I guess as a kid you do want to kind of fit in a little bit, so you're like, well, this is like what the girls like, so I want to watch the thing the girls like. Because I remember like I didn't watch Sailor Moon, I didn't watch like Cardcaptor Sakura. I did watch Powerpuff Girls though. That's a great show. I
feel like every guy who I have ever met who likes cartoons, they all have seen they've all seen Powerpuff Girls, like every single one of them. What the hell, you disappeared? Where'd you go? Our guest has left, everyone. Pool perished or something. We'll just wait till he comes back. We'll see if we can get him back. I'll type to him. I say, you there? Well, everyone. How are you all liking the show? Guys, enjoying yourselves? I think it seems like we've stabilized enough that my OBS isn't going to crash or anything anymore, so that's at least good. Chieful says his power went out. His power went out. So there's that. G-Pool died, but he'll be back. Why don't we have a chat, just you and me? You guys like cartoons? What do you guys think about cartoons? Summer rains. You can never predict them. That's just the way of the... That's the way of the sky. Yeah. I love them. No, I hate them. KP, you can't say that you hate cartoons. It's literally illegal for you to say that you hate cartoons. I hate you. Don't say that. That's not okay. I don't like that. We don't hate here. We don't hate here. I'm joking. I know. Don't say that though. That's not nice. I won't do it again. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh. People says our power is kind of on, but most of our shit isn't on. I don't know if it'll come back or not. Let's give it a little, or let's give it a few minutes, maybe. If it doesn't, then that is God's way of punishing us. Umu. Are you sick? He says the lights are flickering. Ghost possess house. Ghost possessed. Anyway, Axe Nitro, thanks for the follow. I appreciate you. It's not a real VTuber stream without stuff randomly exploding. I used to think anime was cartoons. You flew too high, Icarus. You're punished for your hubris. I think, cartoons. I used to, I don't know if I thought that anime was cartoons per se, but back when I was a kid, I think I was, anime is cartoons, just not Western cartoons. Yeah, that's actually 100% true. I appreciate variety. You guys have any opinions on anything we've been discussing in the podcast so far? Is there anything that you wanted to say you feel like you didn't get to say? You didn't get to chime in? I think talking to G-Pool is very fun. I think G-Pool has a very positive outlook on a lot of stuff. Cartoon stuff, that is. How do you guys feel about, actually, I just got here, actually. Oh, well, welcome. We've had, a couple, we've had a couple of hiccups in this stream so far. We've had to restart the stream twice now, and my OBS crashed 5 times in the first half of our, the stream, so it's been a wild one, but we're still trying. We're trying. And, you know, we're almost done, too. Like, I wrote up, like, a little, like, a plan of things that we were going to talk about. We literally only have one more topic to talk about before we do our wrap-up. But who knows if we'll even get to do the last topic. We might have to have, like, a part 2. I know you guys saw... If you guys have been here for a little bit, my last Clo-Rogan episode, we did it in 2 parts with our guest Demon Chuckle. Because we felt like we didn't really get to everything we wanted to, so we did 2 parts. That might be what we do with this one. You know. I just started watching you. I was definitely more into girl cartoons. Quote unquote, the girl cartoons. Growing up, but I think all are valid. Hell yeah. I feel like G-Pool could sit around and talk about cool cartoon stuff forever. 10 out of 10 listening material while working. Awesome. Hi, Spooky. Oh, whoa, it looks like I zoomed away. Like, I gave my cat a kiss. I agree though. Jeeple's very Jeeple knows a lot about cartoons, which I think is cool. Because personally, I don't know a whole lot about cartoons. I know mostly about anime and stuff, but I have seen my fair share of cartoons. I think when I was a kid, probably the cartoon I ended up watching the most was I want to say Pokemon. I watched so much Pokemon, but I don't know if that counts as like a cartoon. You know, like an American cartoon. Oh no. Jeeple says the whole street is out. Alright. I'm gonna figure out... Here, I have an idea. You guys can, Here. Okay, don't panic, don't panic. We can bring him back. No, put him... Pookie, don't cry. Just pretend. Okay, just pretend like he's here. I'm Jeeple. Our name is Swelltimegpool. Hey, guys. My name is Jeeple. And I'm very cool. And I always save the day. And I am very much alive. Alright, I'm gonna message Jeeple really quick. Hang on. I'm gonna figure out what we're doing really quick. I'm gonna go here. I'll let you guys listen to the jazz. And then I'll come back when I tell you what we're doing. So give me just a second. Meeshmool?
Hello.
Alright, everyone. We've got Jeeple on the line. Call in.
Live call in. It's dark.
No.
Our whole block has gone out. It's pretty amazing, actually.
I've got a PNG of you up on the screen that I'm moving around to simulate if you were here right now.
That's incredible. Thank you.
Jeeple, do you have any so I'll just tell everyone real quick. We are going to be wait, hang on, there's a little bit of an echo. I'm gonna mute you for a tiny second. Okay. We are going to be continuing the rest of the show at another point in time, like a part 2. And we don't know when that will be yet, but Jeeple wanted to at least call in and say goodbye to you guys because he loves you, and he was very courteous to try and call us during his time of you know, darkness. His time of darkness. Jeeple, what last words do you have to say to everyone?
Well, thank you for coming out and hanging out with your boy and your girl. It was a lot of fun. I look forward to coming back and rambling more about cartoons and video games and all that crazy kooky stuff.
Hell yeah. We love to see it. We love to hear it. Thank you, Jeeple. You were a wonderful guest, and I appreciate your willingness to keep plugging through and trying to do this show with me, even when all odds are against us.
It wouldn't be the first time we've had issues with stuff like this. Whenever we try to do something together, technical stuff always comes in the way. It is actually crazy.
I know. I feel like literally one of the only times that we had like minimal problems was the first Donkey Kong collab we did. I feel like that was like the least problematic.
But even that one, like we were trying to test it like a little bit before we actually set it up, and I just had an entire day where I could not make the connection work properly, so we weren't able to test it and to come back the next day to do it.
True. But let's conveniently forget that part, maybe. We conveniently forget that part.
Yeah, no, it's off the script. It's off the record.
Sam says, thanks, Jeeple and Clover, for hosting.
Yeah, of course. We'll be back on this. We'll be back on the hustle in no time, I'm sure. Clover's an incredible host. I hope you all had a good night.
And G-Pool is a wonderful guest. Got plenty of fun topics and knowledge to supply us with, and we appreciate you coming out here at the late hour, late and dark time you are at to, you know, hang out.
I'm just glad I could make some coherent sentences, you know?
Awesome. Well, everybody, we...
Stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe. Oh, are you doing my thing? Are we doing the thing? Oh my gosh, everybody.
Yes, we're done. Everybody ready?
All right, well, I'll say the first part. Everybody stay safe.
Make good decisions.
And we will see you
in the next video.
Everybody,
bye.
Bye, Jane. Have a good evening. And thank you, best VTuber, for the follow. The best VTuber. That's cocky. I like it. All right. Anyway, goodbye, Jane.
Jane.